endless war destroyed the balance between yin and yang, plunging the Cadia Riverlands into chaos. As catastrophe loomed, a woman of destiny stepped forth, casting aside divinity for the plight of mortals.
Sacrifice for a fleeting moment of peace in the mortal realm. Does thine heart not regret?
To protect the realm. What is there to regret?
This day, destiny descends once more. Zutian the Ordained, of untold merit and unbound benevolence, preserver of peace and prosperity, unfaded by time. This day, let heaven and earth bear witness as the Phoenix ascends the throne, a realm united toward a new golden age.
From time forgotten to the new dawn, as long as I breathe, Shandu shall never fade!
Now you'll be the best sniper ever!
I'm sorry.
Leave me alone.
No! It's a decoy! Ever since that day, I vowed to keep you safe. Rule with strength and conviction. Blossom with grace and compassion. My strategy spans centuries for those I silently guard. From ashes to empress, my rebirth is eternal. The Phoenix reigns!
ये तारा इनको बहुत ज्यादा कर देने वाला है। थोड़ा सा फिर से यहाँ पर लौट आएंगे, अंदर जाएंगे पॉपअप।
In time immemorial, the endless war destroyed the balance between yin and yang, plunging the Cadia Riverlands into chaos. As catastrophe loomed, a woman of destiny stepped forth, casting aside divinity for the plight of mortals.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think you already know what you're here for because this is the final event for, of course, the Mythic Showdown Season 1. The final build-up is finally paying off as we're going to be heading to the best of 7 intense matches tonight between, obviously, the finalists who have already qualified to represent India under regional tournament. And tonight, they're obviously also going to be fighting for the grand champion of the Mythic Showdown Season 1. Tartarus versus LCF, another rematch. Basically twice as much of revenge that's coming in from the hands of Tartarus. Let's see how it's gonna unfold. Obviously, I'm gonna be your host, analyst, whatever you want to describe me as. Obviously, I'm gonna be in the middle of these two beautiful ladies. Of course, it's gonna be Peachy on this side and Sarah, obviously, on this side. So, hello, Sarah. How are you feeling tonight? Because, of course, it's the final of the Mythic Showdown Season 1.
Exactly, Ray. Too excited to be here tonight because this is going to be one of the most exciting matches that we are going to be witnessing tonight, at least in the last 6 months. We have seen LCF beat TRT and create one of the most major upsets in the played out land and also in the upper bracket semifinals here in Mythic Showdown itself. So tonight, I think TRT is looking for double the redemption, like you mentioned, to claim their throne back to themselves.
And I want to apologize to both of you. I forgot to change. It was supposed to be white here, but it's I would come in full black. But it's okay. I got the memo. I just could not do it. Came a little bit late. But yeah, jokes aside, Peachy, obviously we are. I think you casted the last game as well, Tartarus versus LCF. So how are you feeling? Another rematch. These two look like they're fated to be the rivals, not enemies. Not enemies, of course.
Yeah. I mean, both of these teams have been going head on head for the whole month. Like this whole month, we've been, getting all this content about LCF versus Tartarus being, going on each other. But here at the Mythic Showdown, one of a kind, they are going once again head to head. So I'm kind of curious to know for both of the teams, it's going to be a challenge because LCF they really want to get it on a clean sweep, and for Tartarus they just want to get it on, get the game easily as well. Both of them having the same kind of a challenge, so let's see who comes up at the best.
Yeah, and that's a little bit of an issue, isn't it? Because neither of them can get a clean sweep. So both of them are going to be trying. So it's the main thing, the unstoppable object versus immovable object versus unstoppable force kind of a thing, right? Both of them want a clean sweep because Tartarus, I have noticed, I'm just going to state it, they have an endurance issue. When the game extends a little bit too longer than necessary, they start feeling tired, which is okay. They're humans. But LCF has checked that mark. They can go all games, 7 games, and they can still have it in their grasp. That's one of the things that makes LCF the stronger team tonight, in my belief. But Tartarus, it's been a while as well, of course. They had it, they lost it last time, got kicked to the lower brackets. But obviously, this is a chance for another redemption. They have come back strong. They have defeated Zohan, they have defeated Dakusena, and they have made it to the finale. So let's see what's going to happen. Sarah, what's your opinion? Obviously, just any kind of a guess. Are we going to be seeing... It's not going to be a clean sweep, that's for sure. 5, 6, 7. What's going to be your number?
It is going to be a 7-game series. Definitely. A 4-3, and whichever team is on the winning side, they need to give it their absolute best and go all out tonight.
Absolutely. Technically, they're both winners because they are getting the slot in the regional tournament that has been getting teased by, of course, MOVA 5v5. So make sure to follow them on Instagram. And today is the last day for the giveaway. So make sure if you haven't participated already, or if you have been, make sure to comment down below hashtag Mythic Showdown, M capital and S capital, because of course the giveaway draw should be happening. We announced it, right, that it's going to happen at the end of the tourney. And yeah, today's the end of the tournament. But of course, I just always have a whiplash when someone turns into a still image, but you guys are matching like with the posture and everything. But yeah, Peachy, of course, Sarah has said it with a 7-game. I know you also want to say 7 games, but what's your opinion on that?
No, it's not 7 for me.
Okay.
6. I
6.
know both of the teams. They have, as you mentioned, one of the teams does have the endurance issue. I think they are already noticing it, and I think they will be capitalizing it on very well and not go to 7 games. So 6 it is.
Okay, a good answer. It would be pretty funny if it's a clean sweep tonight for the first time. And our production crew have told us that Indian Gaming Corps, the channel, obviously the one who's
Yeah.
hosting, great job and great production. All of our previous gun finals have been clean sweeps so far. So if
I
it's a curse,
know.
if it happens 4-0 today as well, blame Indian Gaming Corps. I'm just joking. Don't blame them. Of course, it's going to be a team thing. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be diving into the game. Tartarus versus LCF, and LCF flexing their jerseys over here, looking all
Oh.
professional and everything. But Tartarus, come on, you guys should have also given your jersey pictures. Where are they? Come on. But yeah, jokes
It's
aside,
looking clean.
it is, ladies and gentlemen, game number 1 of best of 7 series. The main intense match that everybody is looking for. I know everybody's gonna skip all the matches and at least come tonight. So make sure to share the streams and they can come. So Sarah, game number 1, Tartarus first pick. Anything on your mind?
Honestly, Tartarus, even though they won the toss, they actually opted for the first pick. This does say that they have some kind of a game plan in their mind, while LCF, they have the server advantage. But what is exactly going to be their game plan instead to counter what Tartarus is planning right now? Is it going to be a Hayabusa first pick like we had seen in the previous rounds? Both Serrar and Joseph love to play that hero and they will be competing for that pick right away. So things are definitely going to look interesting. And even on towards the ban, we should definitely be seeing that Farsa ban coming in. Eden's not getting his
Yes.
comfort pick tonight.
Yeah. And Peachy, what about you? What's your thoughts with Tartarus going their first pick instead?
Ooh, I think mainly we may be looking at EXP getting picked up at the first. So that kind of a scenario would be there from the side of Team Tartarus. But again, as Sarah called it, the Fasa ban is definitely here. But on top of that, I kind of feel like the CC would be there as well.
Yeah, I think the CC pick into the hands of LCF is going to be interesting. I'm just a little bit curious if they're going to be pulling up into the first game or not, because obviously, best of 7 series, one of the main things, it's not just endurance, it's making sure to spill your cards on proper timing, isn't it? So, of course, we have to wait out and see what's going to happen, because even though we do have the strategies and drafts out in mind, we can't really predict it, because being unpredictability, having unpredictable is the good thing, I would say, because being predictable is actually bad. Because if your draft is laid out so perfectly, of course your opponent is going to be doing the same and countering out. So let's see how unpredictable they can be tonight, or they will go through the ways of being a little predictable but being mastering it in a way so their execution is flawless. So obviously last band's going to be coming in. Sarah, any guesses?
Right here, LCF, I think they're gonna be banning out on the Baxia like they have been doing in the previous rounds. And that is definitely going to be a strong one. Maybe even the Akai. We have seen Joseph play out that hero really well and he performs really well on it. So obviously, those two bans are quite. Yep, I told you.
You could.
Those two bans are definitely the stable pick and ban for both of these teams. But now with Irital banned out, is Tartarus going to lock in on that Hayabusa in the first pick? Or are they going to give Kyle the Granger right away? That is what we have to see right now.
Yeah, it's fair point. Peachy, what do you
wait it
think?
out.
Granger? I think so too. Tartarus
Yeah.
might not do it that much.
Take it a little bit of a slow on the Hayabusa. Give Kyle
Yeah.
the Granger. Now again, it is kind of like a push and pull, but you know Stark,
Yep.
he does have a lot of
They go fast.
marksmen on his sleeves as well. So I do want to see what kind of a marksman Stark would be pulling up against Granger this time. Erythel banned out of the way, that
Nathan.
means, yeah, so it's not gonna be there. But I do wanna see a Ixia though. The first game, come on, go in the bang.
I think it is possible, even though it sounds random. Ixia, it sounds good for one reason, because you think that they might pick up Nathan right now if Tartarus is thinking that, but they subvert the expectations, go with the Ixia. That is good in the team fights. Yes, she's not the best in the
Yeah.
laning phase, but at least in the team fight area, she's kind of superior to the Granger. So we will find out soon enough about that. But Sarah, LCF, what do you think is there going to be the response here? I think it should be two flex pick maybe, or maybe a mid laner right now.
Honestly, it could very well be the Kadita pick right away, and they can, in fact, go in
Yeah.
with another EXP lane. Yes, that is
Mm.
what is exactly happening here. We did predict that it's going to be the mid and EXP, and they did go for it. It is the Lunox and the Garakacha, a well known good combination coming right away. But now, Tartarus has the option to pick up on the CC. The Garakacha and CC combo, it's used worldwide, even in international MSC stages. So here, TRT either need to deny that or they need to pick something which they know is going to counter those picks. But ironically, here they have picked up the Lilia as well as the Badang. LCF, they have a mage and EXP. TRT, they picked up their mage and EXP right away instead of trying to secure the other roles, which means that on towards the next banning phase, LCF is going to be having a little bit of advantage if they want to ban out on certain heroes, and they go ahead for both their Rome and EXP in the first pick, giving Stark as well as Dreams the opportunity to think this through and pick the heroes they really want to pick on towards the second banning phase.
True, and on top of that, Sarar, I feel like he really needs that time. There might be a possibility, a crazy thought. Okay, we do know Joseph plays, the Fanny. We have not seen one Fanny matches so far in the Mythic Showdown season 1. Like, is it because he got too tired of that hero, or is it just because that it's just not working very well in the meta? The second latter reason really comes in as a reasoning, but what if he does commits to it, Ray?
The Fanny,
Yeah.
they don't actually have enough CC, so in a way that is actually kind of good. But that's the thing. The Fanny just lacks on a lot of things right now. If you can't get a snowball right into the even level 5, 6 ish, you kind of get really benched. That is what I would definitely say, because you can't really do snowballing. You basically lose the game, because right now you're demoted to basically a weaker version of a Zilong, because you don't have the damage. You cannot do a 1 versus 1 most of the time. Most marksmen
Yeah.
will just counter out you as soon as it hits level 12. So that's the one of the issues that Fanny has been receiving. And also obviously Fanny is also hard to maneuver around. One silly mistake, boom, you're dead. So I think most likely Fanny is not going to be on the table. At least maybe for game number 1 there is a chance, but there you go. Suyu, not easily burstable. He has physical damage reduction still, so going for something more magic is actually much, much better. So let's see what's going to be the decision into the hands of Tartarus. What do you think, Sarah?
Honestly, yes, I agree with you there. The Fanny is such a pick, like it's used for pickups, right? And LCF's draft, definitely not pick off. They can't pick off Anti, they can't pick off Rudius, they can't pick off Asuna. The only target would be the gold lane and Suyo, and even Suyo has two very good dashes to run away from the Fanny and in fact try and make an outplay. So that's there. Here though, TRT, they need to go in for something which has a bit of sustain as well as that early game damage, because Granger, he's a mid to late hero. Lilia, she needs at least 2 items to function properly, and that is exactly where TRT needs to fill up their slot. But with the Nathan and Iritel getting banned, what is going to be Stark's pick here? Is he gonna be going in for the Claude or the Beatrix? But whatever he picks, he has 3 beasts in front of him. That is now the Joy, the Kufra, and the Badang. They're all gonna be marking him.
It looks like Claude will be coming through, understandable. One thing I really want to say it out aloud once again. I'm just gonna say it like every single moment when Asuna picks up this Lunox. He makes the Lunox look like it is a meta hero. Second pick coming in, that is just crazy confidence coming in. Like, they just know how to capitalize it so well with that Lunox. So with that Tartarus, with a little bit of an early game they do have with the Joy, but how much can the Joy actually hold out into the early game? Now again, they are trying to transfer some of the responsibilities of damage into the hands of Kyle as well, but again, late game all over to him. I think that's going to be a problem, Ray.
Yeah, and with the draft already been finalized, it's it's going to be interesting how it's going to be executed. Obviously, ladies and gentlemen, we're diving into the land of dawn, and we're going to be witnessing how this best of series is 7 series is going to be unfolding. Tartars versus LCF. Right now, both of these teams have matched up against each other numerous times. Make it LAN, make it online. Let's see how the strategies work out. And of course, getting back to the point of Lunox and everything, we will have ample time to discuss because, ladies and gentlemen, game number 1, let's see how it unfolds. Intercasting just myself, I'm going to be the analyst, Ray, and obviously for the casters in the game, of course, it's going to be Sarah and Peachy. And already, Sarah, there's an engaged lot of.
Oh, there's
HP
the
being
early
traded.
engage. Exactly so. Eden is in danger here. Even Rudius gets the knock up from Kimi. But both of these teams, they know that the early game, if they lose out, it is going to be just more and more difficult for each of them. Lilia, she's already losing out on the waves. So LCF here already securing that minor 100 to 200 early goal lead, which pays off a lot on towards the late side. Stark though, he is going to be having quite a difficult time on towards the goal lane because Kyle is very immaculate with those last hits and playing it safe. And LCF, they need to get that early rotation of the EXP because that is the only time they will be able to kill 27 the early game. Late game onwards, he's a tanky beast.
Oh, that's true. He's gonna be up there onto the team fight making sure. But wait a minute, Joseph.
Okay, there goes the electrifying beats inside the first tower, and Joseph already securing that first blood onto Asuna. Kimi going in for the knockup onto Anti just to stop him from trying and poking Joseph. But there comes the rotations onto the mid lane to get their level 4s before the turtle fight begins.
Yeah, and with the turtle being a crucial thing, what just happened? Eden getting decimated immediately. But yeah, talking about the turtle, Suyo should have the better chance around. But let's see. And Joy knows it, and I feel like no contest overall. One turtle down, a few trades, 1-1 score on both ends. But yeah, with the flow that's already been made, you can clearly see LCF is controlling the pace. Of course, Asuna being the main crucial factor here, Peachy.
That's true, and on top of that, it's new for coming in from Team LCF to into the middle lane. That's quite aggressive. Black shoes popped off, making sure he survives. But Kimmy though, I love that jump. But wait a minute, it's not over. Eden cannot go in. Now, coming back to my point. Oh, bottom lane, one bullet in, one more, and it doesn't reach the dark.
Just what is happening all over the map? It's 3 minutes barely into the game, and these two teams cannot stop brawling at all. Kyle on towards the goal side definitely has the Rhapsody and the Great Death Sonata. Gonna be spamming it, and Stark will have to recall every so often just to get his HP back, and that is exactly what happened right now.
So far so good, going down 1-for-1 score. Now I really like LCF who are coming up with the turtle. They were the team who don't like to rotate towards the turtle lane in the early game, but it's just shifted completely. So looking at the same top lane though, I do like a little bit of a engage coming in, but getting anti, nah, I don't think that's the way to go. Oh, bottom lane, Sarah, take it over.
Oh, on towards the bottom lane. That was a 4-man gang onto the Granger, and obviously no matter how good you are, Kyle, you cannot survive that kind of an engage. But for TRT though, they are trying to mark down Anti, who is so tanky from the early game itself, on towards the EXP lane. I think that's a little bit of an issue coming in for the teams here. But look at Joseph though, trying to go in with the electrifying beats against the blade surge from Suyo. Will have to escape. There comes the Death Sonata, and Kyle will find a kill right on the Serarmun. Bit too much of an over engage coming in from the side of LCF.
2 for 2 again. It's the scoreboard is equal, and obviously these teams are equal. They want to make it equal as much as possible. But the thing is, with how the game is pacing, I would definitely say that the scaling problem is going to be coming up in a little bit soon enough. Okay, Kimi maybe a little bit of an internet issue. Yeah, he's also facing the Wi-Fi curse a little bit on her hands. But let's see how he's going to break it down for Peachy. Next turtle's coming in. Any guesses for your end? I think it's going to be LCF.
Yep,
yeah.
LCF once again. I mean, come on, look at them. They get 5 members up now. Come on. Stark, I think he's gonna come up at the third turtle just because this is the second. Oh, wait a minute. They goes in. Black shoes. So that he didn't say, but Asuba will be burst down. Another electrifying beats coming in, but no, that's not the case. This time around, Team Tartarus will be taking the Turtle away along with 2 kills there. A good engage coming there, but I think they are over now.
That is what went wrong in that turtle fight. Initially, it looked like LCF had it all. They had the control over the river area, and even Kimi jumped onto Garukaja, which means that there was no jump for a good 8 to 9 seconds, and LCF could have easily secured that turtle. But Joy came in at the last moment and secured the turtle as well as got that advantage. But look at that, AOG on toward the bottom side. There comes the taunt from Rudy as all of LCF jumping onto Eden, takes him down. They are going to be defending this tower while Joseph sneaks in a tower onto the top side. 5 members of LCF onto the bot lane, trying to find the kills. They're still not done. They will be looking for more. They're going to clear this down. Anti will start. Oh, Badang with a 4-man ultimate tries to go in, blazing the red onto the backside.
No
Backs down Kyle. No damage though. They are gonna be looking for the tower. But look at Timmy though. Gets the Tyrant Revenge onto Claude. And Stark doesn't manage to escape. Yes, he manages to escape with the bare slither of an HP. That Purify saving his life.
That engage was so beautiful. If only they had damage. Sadly, none. But overall, with a score of 5-4 and a little bit of goal difference to the hands of Tartarus, and obviously they capitalize with the engage into the top lane. They get 1 into the hands of Peachy right now. Tartarus has obviously shifted the movement a little bit, and a second threat into the hands. A little bit of gold more. So let's see, LCF. Oh no, actually they've also taken the mid-tier 2, mid-tier 1 as well. That's a lot of value, but looks like there's going to be a possible engage coming in here.
Oh, nothing much really going on. But then again, LCF, they need to take down a Kyle as well as Joseph. This isn't a Kyle carry kind of game because Joseph on that Joy is an absolute beast that nobody has been able to counter properly yet. They have the crowd control and they need to look for it. Once more, it is the turtle fight, and this time around LCF seems to be winning it. Serarmon, he will find the turtle. Oh, but TRT though, they are gonna be getting caught. There comes the blazing duet, but down with a beautiful ultimate, 3-man ultimate down the wall, but Serarmon will find the double kill, and now LCF is gonna be looking to back out. They are low. The triple, he is looking for more, but Kyle finds Asuna in the middle of all of it, a little bit to recover the loss they had. There comes the Falling Star Moon, and he will try to take down Eden right away. Black Shoes to save her life, but are they going to be able to take down the middle turret? They still can't. They are moving towards the top side to finish what they started.
Oh, top's gonna be very empty as of now, and LCF know how to capitalize it. Now again, I did mention how Stark's PC going to be up there at the turtle, and this is where the real game's gonna start. This is where the Claude's gonna jump in. I'm pretty sure, talking about the items, he does have 2 items already built on. With that, another turret going down, and he doing his best though, even without the cannon minion, they were still able to pop it off, which is a good sign. But Lord's gonna be up at 50 seconds, Ray. What are we expecting? Before that, how many brawls are we looking at?
How many brawls? Well, I played around 60. Oh, okay, you're actually asking about the game one, but yeah, 67 score. Obviously, we're gonna be seeing the. I think exactly to be a brawl, Badang is on the table, and I think we have another one coming pre-book pretty soon. But at least I'm gonna say 27 brawls, just for the sake of it. We got 27 brawls in the whole game. Let's see if it's gonna be possible. My table just snapped. I'm sorry. Yeah. Joy with the split push though. That is gonna be something they have to keep in mind here, Peachy, and obviously Sarah.
Yes, you're right about the split push thing. It's very interesting strategy and kind of refreshing to see from the side of TRT, because usually TRT is entirely grouped up around Kyle, but this time around Joseph is trying to make the local. Look at that! Kimi trying to go in with the Tyrant's Rage and onto the backside. Lazy Boy Yosef will find Asuna onto the back line, but he will be falling prey to Stark. The AOG does not connect. Purify saves Eden's life there, and he's gonna be trying to back off and to try to chase them down, but Kyle's barrage is coming in with the Rhapsody. He's trying to deal some damage. The Lord gonna be wide open for LCF with the jungler of TRT down. They are looking for more onto the backside. Rudius will find Eden as Anti finds 27, but Kyle with the killing spree trying to take the hand in this team fight. He is shooting, he is doing his very best, but he is zoned too far away to be able to make any impact, as LCF will freely take this Lord in their hands.
Taktizi is scary. He is gonna get more scary. It's just 10 minutes in the game and he's popping those damage. Look at that. Joy will be bursted down. That will be Stark for you. Another, maybe Kyle though. He's looking quite low, but still trying to get the turret up. Now that the Lord's coming in, Team LCF will be moving in very fast. You're talking about the top lane could be targeted next. I might have think that Sarah Moon would be going in, but the Lords, it is just jumping in. Look at that Sarah.
Oh, we can see a little skirmish over the map, but the Lord has been successfully defended by TRT this time. And oh, Stark is very, very low. He needs to run. He is too low for comfort here. Yes, he is actually playing with fire. And honestly, if he was even a little bit ahead, Kyle could have gotten him with that Death Sonata, but luckily he managed to escape this time. He is still on a very good KDA of 306, so that's commendable, especially against a Granger who can run away from Claude so very easily. But this time around, TRT, they need to think of a game plan. They need to shut down Sir Armon as well as Stark if they want to try and win this game.
That's
And,
true. That's true.
Oh, another engage coming in immediately.
Oh, look at Kimmy with the Tyrant's Revenge onto the mid lane bush, but he's too far away from his team, gets taken down by Asuna, and mega kill for Stark TZ on the back line. The front line is down for TRT. LCF is gonna be jumping in with this opportunity. The ultimate is still quite alive. Look at that onto the mid lane. Eden has to pop the black shoes. LCF baiting those resources and will try to run. Anti just face blocking everything coming in from Kyle. But look at Joseph trying to go in, but realizes the danger and backs off safely.
Yo, let's not.
Okay,
Oh, little bit
it's
of
not over. Oh, Blazing Duet comes in. He is popping up the winter as well, but he needs to back off, and he does. Resources quite wasted a lot, but I think it's okay for now because both the teams, they are stable, and TRT, they just need the pickoffs if they want to win this.
They need to find someone off guard. As but Team LCF are just moving all together. Look at them. They are moving into the mid lane as of now. Oh, Joseph did try to find Sarah Moon, but it's a futile attempt. But as of now, Kimmy trying to go charging on that anti. Rudy's though, that kind of an AOG looking good, but 27 catching.
But Anti!
Kyle falling down as well. That's a 1-for-1 trade going down, but the brawl has not stopped. Eden will be falling down. Kimmy will be the next on the chopping block along with 27. Look at the guy, but the top lane. Oh, mid lane though. Wait a minute. How did Joseph come in as a re-engage there?
1v1. It was 1v1 and Magic wins against bullets every time because you're a wizard, right? Technically, so yeah. I think Stark TZ, he got a little bit too confident trying to just fight it. But yeah, let's see what is gonna happen. I just think with the Lord into the place though, it's gonna be interesting how they're gonna be maneuvering with the fact that they only have their inhibitors left and the mid one has only lost a bit of HP already, so it's gonna go down in the next engage. Just like I mentioned, the brawl is gonna be set up immediately. Joseph, I do kind of understand his confidence, but what's going on? 27 might just be the script good for him. I don't like that.
Oh, wait a minute. Look at that. Gimme though, he's gonna go with the bouncing ball. But it is just waiting it off. The Lord's coming in very quickly. Team LCF, what are they going to do? The inhibitor is going to go down, which is a good cause, but the base is going to get wide open. TRT, they are lacking 27, but wait a minute. The combination, unable to find Kyle, but it's not a good attempt. But wait a minute, look at that. Lord still marking down the base, and it's over.
Game number 1 taken away by LCF just like that. The early game, TRT, such a good lead coming in by them. But on to the mid game onwards, once Anti had that anti-cuirass, Anti with the anti-Chorus. Just perfect gameplay from zoning away Kyle and Eden so far away. Things just look so perfect for LCF right there.
You know, I was supposed to be the analyst, and the game is just so fast paced. There is just no chance for me to speak. Holy hell. It's only somehow, it is not the shortest game we've had. We've had less than 10 minutes. It was 14 minutes, and yet every, 27 brawls. I was right about it. Almost every fight, it feels like they're fighting, they stop, they fight again, they stop, they fight again. They keep re engaging a lot. They are. I would say LCF is trying to exhaust Tartarus. They are well aware. They have you basically saw through the defenses. Obviously, the guys that the endurance is one of the issues for Tartarus, and they're trying to tire them out immediately on game number 1 because so many engages. We can clearly see that there were a lot of mishaps happening because I feel like Joseph went in a lot of scenarios where I feel like he could have just avoided it. Like, this is completely avoidable, but he still exposed himself. And I mean, we saw it last team fight, right? 27 was caught in jeopardy for absolutely no reason other than just trying to save the joy. That was so unnecessary because 27 being alive and obviously having ultimates and resources could have been so much better. They're already making a little bit of foul plays. Yes, maybe you're not picking the best heroes. Maybe you don't want to expose your strategies. Doesn't mean that you will do bad mistakes, right? It's all fine if you don't want to expose your draft, but they're already making some very bad mistakes because if they keep doing this up, LCF will keep prioritizing because you make the mistakes, enemy is just opponents are just gonna have an easier window to crack through open. So they have to make sure that if at least LCF is winning, they're winning through their own strength, not through your weakness, because if that's gonna happen, we might see only 5 games because I'm going to be honest, LCF is looking extremely strong. Because how are you going to draft? One thing is for sure, because right now Stark TZ is a massive threat. You better not till he picked up the Claude. He still has an 18 open. There's still the Harris on the table. Their goal laner is basically completely open for this guy. You can't, and if they decide to just, hey, maybe we're just going to completely choke down like Stark TZ like this. But what's going to happen? You're going to leave out mages for Asuna. You decide to ban out mages, this guy will pick up just Lunox. So what is going to be your strategy? You have to find out to make sure you have responses to counter. You can't be banning out heroes or else you're going to be caught in a jiffy and it's going to be really bad for you. That's one of the things because having a high hero pool, and I feel like that's what India should be heading towards. An esports scene where trying to target ban is not going to work for you because you ban one, they're going to pick 10 more. So they need to... Yeah, they need to make sure they have liquidity. They gotta have proper responses. Game number 2, let's see if their responses is gonna be better. Execution need to step up a little bit more. Let's see. Sarah, what's your opinion on what just happened? It was a 14 minutes game, but for me it felt like 7 minutes.
Honestly, yes, same. Like, the team fights were so frequent, it's like we got no breaks to even analyze what happened in the previous one. And especially that one last engage on towards the ending of the game where Kimi jumped in. He caught 2, and even Badang got 3 in his ultimate. But the rest of the damage dealers, they were far away from the frontliners because he was massacring the backline right away, and that is, I think, what went really wrong in the first game. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are into the draft for game number 2. This is Tartarus in their comfort server with the second pick. They definitely have the chance to get the redemption that they are so very looking forward to, and that we all are looking forward to.
That's true. And you know, just a little one-liner about the last match. It was not Rudius on the cutout Kacha who was paving the path for the team to jump in. It was Asuna. It was most of the part I have seen Asuna jumping in with the Ruby DD combo with the damage, and it's just giving the path to, you know, Stark to jump in. So I do want to see Asuna getting shut down. There were few moments when you have seen Asuna getting killed right there in the moment, and that is where Team Tartarus capitalized it. But they couldn't take the snowball, so that was definitely a problem coming in. But right now, around the clock, a team LCF onto the blue side, what are they going to go ahead? Of course, it's going to be a assassin pick for them, Serar Moon. But Tartarus, I feel like this should be a little bit of an upgrade towards the fighter jungle.
With a comfort server though, maybe this time around they can pull up something more that is in their own department. Maybe an LCF would play a little bit laid back. There is no tanky junglers open except for the Akai, which Joseph likes to pull up. Sometimes it works wonders against other teams, but LCF, it does not at all. So let's see, because of course, LCF right now, their name might have an L, but they're taking wins non-stop
Oh my.
and 1-0. I mean, yeah, that's a good joke, isn't it? But yeah, I'm hoping to see if the draft is going to be changing for the hands of Tartarus, because LCF has been rocking their draft overall. You might think, yeah, technically Ludok's not the most meta relevant mage, not exactly something you'd think, but they make it work. If they're making it work, is this a bad draft? Not at all. So in a way, they're right. They're doing everything right. It's what Tartarus got to step up a little bit. We want to see Game 7. Keep Sarah's word. Come on. So Sarah, first pick, any predictions on your end? Are we going to see a Nate right now, or they're going to go with a flex?
I think it'll be the flex, and yeah, it
Nah,
is the Hayabusa. They
okay.
are, yeah, they are giving Serar as much comfort as possible. And even Serar, he is a Bengal server player, right? So with the Hayabusa in his comfort server, in his comfort MS, he's gonna be all over the map. And yeah, obviously, that's just what he is here for. Just be the show star for tonight's match. Meanwhile, TRT, this is the second pick. They really need to strategize on what they want to pick. Are they going to be locking in on the CC in the EXP and give Eden a somewhat more comfort mage on towards the mid lane? Maybe the Kimi, which is a very big possibility. Or are they going to be going in for the Badang once more? Because 27, he did pretty well in the previous game, except for that one last
Oh,
engage. And yes, they do lock in the Badang. And it is going to be the 1-1 onto the goal lane. So that's Stark. He can't pick up the Granger in this one.
Kimi?
okay. Okay.
Kimi not picking Kimi?
I am saying this. I like the 1-1 pick, okay? Second game, I was expecting a 1-1 around the fourth game. I know a little bit of a stretch, but was not expecting Kyle to come up with this early. So this time around, Team Tartarus will have to play a little bit game around the 1-1. Last game, as I already mentioned, how it was the late game into the hands of Kyle, but Kyle wasn't able to do anything just because there was so much damage up front, not diving into the back line. The damage just fell through the front laners as well, and it got transferred to the back laners, and it was just a mess for them. It was definitely a good mess for them, but Team Tartarus, they are picking something they did not want to give out at the last game, but they gave it out.
27 on Esmeralda. I'm looking forward to that one. But I just have the question, like, why not the Kimi? I would have loved that Kimi picked up the Kimi. Obviously, he's going to switch, but I was looking forward to that. Giving out the Kimi is going to be affecting them for sure. Mid laners are gonna get affected out because obviously there's no longer the Farsa. If they pick up any other mage, it's gonna get bullied even a little bit slightly because of course the range and the poke from the Kimi is far superior compared to anyone else. Of course, except the Farsa, which has been banned out. So let's see if there's something else on the table that the side of Tartarus can pull up. They can't obviously go for the Lilia again. Zushin might be something that they want to consider, considering there's a Kufra, but at the same time, it has a risk of obviously getting killed by the Hayabusa. And LCF immediately saw through it. Maybe they're hearing me. Asuna, Arinda, VC, hello. Yeah, jokes aside. Obviously, they knew that Eden would most likely go for the Zushin, and they prioritized it. I feel like that was a little bit of a mistake. I feel like they should have prioritized the Kimi, in my opinion. But it's all fine. They get the Esmeralda and the Badang, two hefty frontliners. But Irithel still left out on the table, if I'm not wrong, right? Irithel still on the table, has enough burst to take both of these down. I know she's not exactly the one-on-one counter for the 1-1, but hey, let's see. Last two picks are what's on your mind? I think maybe a tank jungler coming in Tartarus. No, not tank. Maybe an assassin. Okay, Fish.
It's possible. See, what you just said, it's very much possible. But this time around, Eden has the Kadita, and Kadita, she can play against the Hayabusa, the Kufra, can immune his second skill, and even pick off the Kimi in the right places at the right time. But what's more interesting is, what is Anti gonna be picking up? Is he gonna be locking in on his CC once more? But no, he decides to go in for the Phobius with two very perfect candidates right in front of him. There's the 1-1,
1-1.
there's the Badang. Exactly. And then there is Tarkon from the back line this time around, picking up his comfort, the Granger. So we'll really have to see how this match scales for the side of LCF. They have a slightly scaling draft, with even the Hayabusa requiring at least a Heptasis or a Hunter Strike as his first item to actually work properly. But TRT, they've got all the early they can find with the Karita, the Lancelot, and even the Badang's walls just slamming around.
Okay. Looks like Joseph coming up with his. I kind of want to say it's a signature pick for him, given the fact that he plays it out very, very well on him. But I know it's not a signature pick. It's a good pick for him, but I love the confidence that even though there's a Phobius, he will be going. I think this is like kind of a deja vu moment from the upper brackets, right, Ray?
Absolutely. But this is one of the issues that I have been talking about into the game number 1, and that's where they run into. They focus a little bit too much on taking down Sarkis' hero pool, that they have run back to a circle because they just gave out anti-Phobius, and he's already a menace into the XP lane, and they give him one of the stronger components. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be diving into the game number 2. This is the best of 7 grand finals of the Mythic Showdown Season 1, and we're going to be witnessing if this game goes for obviously 5, 6, or 7 series. Of course, LCF versus Tartarus, LCF leading with the match pointer. Let's see what's going to happen. Myself, I am Ray, and obviously I'm joined by two beautiful ladies, Sarah and Peachy on the desk. But of course, answering your question, Peachy, I just feel like they're running into a circle because they gave out Phobius to NT, one of the strongest EXP laners, to obviously a strong EXP laner themselves. And he's countering out 3 of their heroes. Lancelot, there's a 1-1, and technically even the Barang as well, because Barang also has too many dashes with the second skill. So it's going to be a very heavy price to pay. So, Sarah, is NT basically gapping everyone here?
I think so. Like, so far, it's been an entire 40 plus days in this tournament, and Anti barely got to play the Bengali Phobius power and show it to all of us. But tonight, in the grand finals, game number 2, we are gonna be able to witness it finally. And I think he is gonna be just so perfect in his lane, just zoning everyone. The only issue is going to be 27, because he's on an Esmeralda and he is gonna be roaming around a lot more than Phobius possibly can. So that's the only issue, I think, which is going to be happening.
Ooh, let's see. No first blood coming in, but Sarah Moon jumps in with the Wiki Shadow kill in, and once again, but the kill would be the one. Asuna taking it away. I am liking that I was playing it so aggressively. Just in the early game.
0 score and 1 point on their board. It looks nice, right? 1-1. The scoreboard actually should be 1-1 for the 1-1 to be picked up. I just like to say that joke over. It's kind of overused at this point. We have Turtle coming in already, and I feel like the higher chances is obviously whoever uses their ultimate first. Let's see what's gonna happen. Into the team fight. Here we go. Unengaged. What?
Okay.
Damn.
Oh my god. Dreams just away the turtle while Rudius secured a kill onto 27. What is LCF cooking here, chat? We have no idea what they are doing tonight, because this is just diabolical. Oh, Chatterjee, Mr. Chatterjee, you're missing out on the jumps and you're low, but you flicker out on time. So very well done right there. Good bait of the Kadita ultimate, but also your flicker got baited out, but it's fine. LCF, they are completely dominating the map right now. They already have a 800 to 900 goal lead, and things are looking so well for them right here.
Agreed. And let's not forget the team LCF are playing it out aggressively. This was the same team that really played it out for the late game, strategizing and trying to put it all over Stark, but they are not playing the same. Oh, Anti though. he kind of finds it with the Infernal Pursue, but now Joseph gets out of the way and he's just making sure he will be. Shuriken did not find him, which is a good sign, but Eden on to the other hand trying to dodge it off, but the bullets of this Asuna pew pew right on the edge.
For a second, I thought Eden was bringing the Hayabusa to Joseph. I was like, there's no way. If that happened, Eden would have gotten the craziest slap from Joseph. Because for a second, did you guys see? The Hayabusa's ultimate came in with Eden. For a second, I genuinely thought it was going to go through him, but yeah, thankfully it did not. But already, LCF, despite the server difference, they're doing it. Basara, look at it over into top.
Oh, we can see Auntie doing God's work right there, just slamming on to Kimi right away while Asuna being the one securing that kill. Look at Kufra trying to catch them, but he doesn't have the flicker, or it actually would have been a two-man Tyrant's Rage right there. On to the mid. Oh, look at Serarmoon onto the backside, finding Eden once more. Just completely taking him down back to base. LCF here looking very strong, and this time around it's a 5-man rotation at the second turtle of the game itself. Oh, look at that Tyrant's Revenge coming in right on point. Kimi with the ultimate. Joseph trying to steal away the turtle, but will not find it against Dreams. 27 and Joseph caught out very, very low. They are gonna be trying to run away. Sprint baited out of 27 right there, trying to find some kind of damage. Kadita with the ultimate vengeance popped out by Auntie right there. Finally gets the shutdown, but okay. Asuna will be shut down, but Auntie still surviving and finds the double kill while Serarmoon takes down Eden. Hence again, absolute abomination coming in from the hands of LCF.
Oh my god, they just almost turned this to the one-sided game. Look at Team LCF having 10 kills on the scoreboard. Just under 5 minutes. Now this is definitely a crazy gameplay, and Serarmoon already having the power spike. I wasn't expecting this of the snowball onto his hands, boosting up so much. But okay. Kufra though, sneaky, thus gets Joseph. The bouncing ball is trying to prove him, and there comes Auntie as well. Will he be able to get Joseph though? He's trying to run away. Oh, maybe Phantom Seed coming in. No, he's still out, but stuck easy with the Sky News. He will be getting it. He does gets the kill, but Eden just lacking that burst damage. But Kyle just got that little bit of a time. That little dash really saved him.
Overall,
What is going on? Ray, take it over.
What's going on is LCF just absolutely. I have a term, but I can't say it actually. But I need to find an alternative to that. But bottom lane looks like. But basically, smooth like butter. LCF is just playing it so smooth. You think they have the server advantage, they have everything, but it's definitely, I would say 80% if it's gonna be the drop. They have too many dashes against a composition that specializes against countering out dash composition. So what's happening is that, but mid lane, look at that, Sara.
Oh, Eden will find Stark finally. A good use of that Kadita, and Joseph finds the Rudius, but Serarmoon, he will secure the turtle though, and now he goes in for the killing spree onto Joseph right away and going in for the backline with the OB Shadow kill. He will find 2 there. Asuna finds 27. What an absolute play coming in by LCF. A turn, a losing fight into a winning one by securing that turtle. Kyle and Kimi now gonna be caught in on towards the top though, and he's scouting them constantly. His passive getting triggered, but LCF, they decide to disengage for now, and TRT, they need to go. Oh, Kimi coming in with the conceal though, and Asuna realizes and backs off safely.
As of now, teams are just moving in very fastly, especially for Team LCF. But Tartarus, they want to catch up. They don't have the resources as of yet. They are having a lot of obstacles. They need to get over Stark. They need to make sure that he will be bursted down. In a way, Eden is able to get in. Oh, but wait a minute. There comes Rudius though. I like the engage coming in, but 27 will be bursted down. He was the first one to go. Auntie looking quite low. Along with that, Stark TZ thus managed to get a kill, but Joseph on the back lines, Asuna will be taken out. There's a lot much going around. While Stark TZ in a very dicey position, but his positioning won't be compromised just because Auntie jumps in at the right moment.
It's not looking good for Tartarus at all. They are trying to counter out back, but it's just textbook, bro. Because the fact that there's a Kufra, but oh, what's happening on the mid lane? Joseph, that is too unnecessarily aggressive. I don't see the reason. Too many unnecessary engages that are happening into the table. There's a fact that there's a Kufra and a Phobius and you're half picked up, but oh, looks like a possible one, but good reflexes from Sararmun, but Eden gonna get bursted out. Just speak, unstoppable. It's not looking good for Tartarus at all. It's just the draft having a lot of issues over here. But yes, do we think another engage?
Oh yes, we can see the Infernal Pursuit coming in by Anti right away. Rudius with the flicker play onto the back line will find the Diamond's Revenge onto 2. 1-1 getting taken out right away. But Rudius will also be falling down. 27 trying to sprint away from all the damage, trying to sideline all of it. Sidestep tries to go in. Kyrie Dosev, you're not it. He gets taken down. LCF just dominating the entirety of this map. Tries to go in for more and finds it. Lakshmi Chit Fund winning this match right here unless and until TRT really pull off something amazing. Can they do it? TRT, we are all rooting for you. Show us what you came here for. But now the Lord fight, it's gonna be won in by LCF. No competition whatsoever. An early Lord advantage, all in favor of LCF.
Looking at the items so far. Oh wait a minute. I do see an engage coming in. Look at that. Joseph's blue buff will be invaded, but he still manages to get it. But can we? Oh, I think this is the best time to look at the items once again. Yep, here we go. Stark already has a Sky PS. I'm pretty sure he will be having a good amount of kills. I mean the stacks as well. So it's not going to be a problem for him. He's dealing the damage. He's getting it. While Asuna is also another moment. You know, he's again coming up with those engages. Look at him. He pops his ultimate first, making sure he finds someone. At least one people, but oh, Sararmun though, wait a minute, he goes in, catches Eden though, but he did not bait it out. Sararmun still has his Ruby Shadow kill. I feel like this is gonna be on the mid lane.
Exactly so, but honestly, oh my god, the outplay coming in by Sararmun, but will get taken down by Kyle finally. A little bit of that recall should have been avoided. But then again, look at Rudius though charging, does not find the tyrants right onto anyone. He's trying to look for more though, LCF looking for the end there. Infernal Pursuits coming in. Flicker coming in from 27, start getting caught out and will be taken down by right there. Kimi with the good set. Kyle has activated the ultimate, but Anti practically taking in no damage with that spell web will finally be taken down with a lot of burst coming in by Tartarus right there inside their base. One inhibitor down, but Kyle still looking quite healthy in that farm. He has a way to try and carry this game for TRT and show them the light of day once more.
I just not sure how they're gonna make a possible comeback with their inhibitor right now exposed. Obviously, tier 2s are still standing, even a tier 3 into the hands of LCF. That basically means a comfortable game on their table. On the other hand, though, another possible. Nah, this is not engaged. They're just poking or not.
No,
they're just poking.
No commitment coming in from LCF. They realize that it's a bait coming in, and they successfully manage to just return back to their positions because the Lord, it's up in another 35 seconds and things will look really interesting at it. 5k goal lead in their hands. It could have been more, but it is 5k for now and they need to maintain it. Kimi though trying to go in with the conceal, will try to find the Hayabusa, but Sararmun, good positioning, gets caught in the wall though, gets the ultimate, he still has the shadows, he's trying to go back, but Kimi gets bursted right away by Sararmun. Kalita with a flicker play, start teasing, manages to flicker out of that situation, and now LCF is looking for a re-engage. Rudius does not find anyone. Oh, but the flicker Tyrant's Revenge comes in onto play. Asuna finds Joseph. 3 members down. Is TRT going to be it? This is it. The wind popped in by Kyle. No damage getting taken by Anti. The turret takes him down. LCF in front of the base. Asuna with the triple. They want the base. TRT went down and LCF find it once again.
Full domination. There's nothing else. And I feel like obviously, oh hello. it's the draft. It's the draft playing out a lot. 80%. Then there's the execution. I'm not sure. Tartarus gotta get into the right headspace. What's happening into the table? Because I'm a little bit confused. What's going on? Because generally I'm a little confused. Because first of all, they're prioritizing too much on Stark TZ. They have to get out of that mentality. 3 marksman's bans for one guy. If you're gonna focus so much on one person, you're showing you're in a submissive spot. Like you're defensive basically. Like we are scared of you, Stark TZ. That's the statement you're making. Honestly. Because if you're banning out so many marksmen, just even though you I think they need to change the draft a little bit. They need to be more aggressive because LCF is playing as a hot-headed. You have to match that level because if not, this was their server. This is where they were supposed to shine. LCF, all the way from Mumbai, are supposed to be lagging like hell, and they were supposed to have the difference over here. But even there, I'm just saying it because of the fact that Tartarus should have performed way better this game. They had it in their grasp. It felt like it with the first 3 picks. It almost felt like they could have had it. Yes, 1-1 does get slightly counted out by the Phobias. Older one was better, but this one slightly. Still, you can maintain the distance. Your frontliners can do the job. Joseph with the Lancelot is a little bit weird, at least in my opinion, because after you saw the Phobias, after you know that there's going to be a Kufra on the table as well for Rudius, you pick up an assassin that is so vulnerable. If only this game was actually an Akai game, genuinely. If they maybe have picked up the Akai, they could have done something. He could not have gotten burst either. There's also a lot of bad executions happening. Like, for example, Kadita missing out the Petrify on the Hayabusa. That shutdown would have been really valuable, but they could not get it. So hiccups are already there. I'm not going to point that out, but the draft, Tartarus got to step up because if not, we are seeing the fact that Tartarus might just get 4-0 here, and the curse of Indian gaming comps might just be alive here. We need 7 games, Tartarus. Come on, we are rooting for you. But LCF is just way too dominant. What I can break down for the game is just the draft was better, the execution was even more, and LCF is just playing much better. Sometimes it's not about what went wrong, it's sometimes what's going much better for LCF. So let's see as we move into the obviously drafting phase for game number 3. Hopefully things change, and me and Peachy will be taking a sign off, of course, because newcasters will come. But Sarah, you have to stay for a little bit. Change your plans last minute. You have to stay due to public demands. Jokes aside, but yeah, I will explain it later. But the jokes aside, of course, game number 3, ladies and gentlemen, into this best of 7 series, and I honestly think Tartarus, they gotta step up, man. What's your thought on this, Peachy, before obviously we leave?
I would love to say one thing. Team Tartarus, we have seen their performance. They've been very active. But they are the team who loves to lay the traps. But this time around, they are not able to. The only thing they are able to is to pick up the traps that Team LCF is picking. It's like reverse as of now. The Team LCF are coming with the same strategy, and I'm really loving it. And it's coming from Team LCF. So game number 3, yup, it is going to be a little bit spicier. So I'm in for that.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want them to change 3 things. First of all, stop banning out all the marksmen. You are being very defensive. That's putting Stark TZ in a position where he's basically showing that, yeah, you are scared of me. Second thing, they have to take consideration of Anti and Asuna. Those 2 people are as much as important as Stark TZ, because without them creating the open space, Stark TZ cannot do anything. At the end of the day, he's a gold laner, a vulnerable thing that you can take down with the assassin. You can't take down Anti. He's a EXP laner, and Asuna's positioning is just immaculate. They have to shift their focus from what's on the brighter picture. Focus down on Anti and Asuna. Choke them down on the draft. Try to capitalize on them. Make sure that Stark TZ cannot get the space from these 2. The mid laner and EXP laners are the backbone of their team. Jungler is obviously the sweeper, the one who comes in for the cleanup, and obviously tank plays different part. Sometimes support, sometimes initiation. They need to understand Anti and Asuna is playing a massive role, and they need to focus on that. Their attention has been on Stark TZ for 2 games, and it's not working out. Shift the attention, shift the strategy. We might see something new. We might just see Tartarus win out on the Mumbai server right now, because obviously it's going to get switched. What's your thoughts on this, Sarah? Because of course I discussed it. What's your thoughts on this?
Yes, like you were mentioning, like first game, Mumbai server, TRT actually dominated the early. But eventually LCF caught up once they had the items, and they had the zone potential, especially on the Esmeralda. Second game, it just went haywire for TRT. I do not know what happened to their draft. I do not know why they kind of experimented with that Khadida pick onto the grand finals game too. And things did not look good for them at all. Like their sync was off, their rotation was off, and something was just wrong with them. That draft, it needs to be worked on. They need to perform better in this one. And this third game is their second last chance to redeem themselves unless they really want that reverse sweep for game 7, and that is all we can hope for right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Because if this game goes to 3-0, it's a death sentence. They would have to go the long mile to get back to, obviously, if they want to win this tournament, 3-0 basically means 4 consecutive wins. One slight mistake, one mishap, one banana peel on the floor, you're gone. It's the tournament is over for you. Yes, Tartarus is also a winner. Ladies and gentlemen, may I remind you again, they have both qualified for the regional tournament. There is no exactly one loser. Both are winners, obviously, because they're representing India on a regional stage, basically international. But of course, having the champion title, that's a different thing. Have runner-up and champion sounds completely different. Bragging rights, right? But of course, I would obviously love to see much better competition because honestly, it's just the truth that LCF is sort of just too dominant and Tartarus needs to change their strategies a little bit. Definitely, for sure. Peachy, what's your thoughts on this? Obviously, ladies and gentlemen, we're obviously discussing a little bit. The game tree will be up soon. I know everybody's waiting for it because everybody's impatient. They just want to see the end result. But the journey, the friends we make along the way is the beautiful thing. Peachy, what's your thoughts?
As you already mentioned, he should be the target now. Come on, it's just very obvious. Even in the second game, I really loved how he went in with the traction pulse first and just making sure the team will be knowing which member is out of place. There was quite a few moments where Khadita was out of place trying to find someone, but they're just getting in front of Anti. As a mage, you want to target the mage, the marksman. Right now, they went in for like a two marksman situation. So it could have been very easier rather than going for the Hayabusa. The Asuna might would have been a good target, but that was not the case. And also the Lancelot, I love that pick as a hero. Yes, he's good. Joseph performed well as well. He was able to try to get it on, trying to get the damage on, but it was just how he couldn't break down the frontliners. I know it's not his job to break down the frontliners. He was supposed to try to go to the backlines. He did, but his team did not give his opportunity. His team did not created that path for Joseph to take away the crumbs. So that was also the problem for me. Maybe if he picks up Lancelot again, I want to see his team being very proactive on the same.
Yeah. Oh, Sarah looks like she. You're there, right, Sarah? Even if you're not visually there, you're vocally, I think.
She'll be back. She'll be back.
Yeah, she'll be back. She'll be back. Looks like the public demands are too much. It is hogging the internet connection a little bit. But yeah, until she's back, I think Peachy with game number 3 under the table. Do you think Tartarus is going to be changing their strategy? Because
Sure.
if what is going to be happening to what do you say again? I am mistaking a little bit of a word. Loophole basically, not loophole. Basically running in a circle because they have been banning out the marksmen a lot, and because of
Yes.
it just feels like they're running into a constant issue of having to deal with anti. Because I don't know how they could have picked up. Okay, oh Sarah, you're back. Obviously, hey, yes, Sarah.
Hello.
Welcome
So
back.
obviously we
Thank
were
you.
discussing Sarah. It's the fact that what is it again? Yeah, they're banning out the marksmen. Do you think if they do the same thing again, what should be their counter strategy, anyways? Like if they decide to just
At
ban out
this
stock with
point, they
marksmen,
can't.
yeah. At this point, they
Like,
can't, right?
even
You're
if they,
right.
yeah, exactly. Even if they ban out, say, Iritel, Nathan, Granger, Claude, say even his Beatrix, he is going to be picking up on something or the other, and then the entire hero pool for Asuna, Anti, Serrar, and even Rudius is going to be open. What are they going to do by countering one person and letting 4 other people pick up their comfort picks? They're going to get demolished right away.
Yeah, I think so too. I just their hyperfixation on stock is definitely has been the main issue that we have been addressing, and I hope they address it too. Like obviously they have gotten some ample time right now, most likely getting prepared with some issues on maybe on their hand. So once they can fix up, ladies and gentlemen, we will head into the game. And obviously, we would love to get into the action as well because, of course, we need more material to talk about, and looks like we will have. But right now, Peachy and me will be taking a little bit of a break, and we'll be inviting two casters, one analyst, and of course, one color to join the desk. So, Shinryu and Debbie, if you can, guys, hear, obviously, please take the desk with Sarah still on the board. So, if you guys can hear me, of course, Debbie, hello, you're going to be the analyst for this game. How are you feeling? This is the grand finals for Mythic Showdown against LCF and Tartarus.
Yeah, I'm feeling very excited, Ray, because two games that we have seen so far, LCF with the pure dominance, and of course, like you guys already mentioned, I really liked the part where you were comparing the draft. So it's so important for Tartarus to win this draft, apparently. So I feel like this game three, they're gonna be locked in because they have already had their taste of what LCF can do in the first two games.
Shinryu, what's up, man?
Man,
Welcome to the
you man.
desk. Take it over from
Thanks,
here
buddy.
in my spot.
Yep. Thanks for all the work, hard work you put in. But again, game three, we go in right away, right? The pan section already here. And like Debbie mentioned, we love the fact how well you guys, put through, clearly described what are the problems, what are the, targets, and what are the priorities for these teams. And right now, the ban's still the same, right? We have been seeing the Farsa, the Uranus constantly being banned, even the Hilda being the ban because they want to go for the assassins out here, and even the Kimi, another addition to the group of the ban section. But again, it's not really working too well for Team Tartarus, despite them getting their heroes. I don't think so they can completely ban out Team LCF. So that has been a constant problem. But again, Sarah, I want to know your thoughts. You have been here from the very beginning, right? So you think marking the goal lane that is going to be staff tease is still an option for them?
It
She said, nah.
isn't, honestly. It isn't, honestly. Like, they have to ban out the Phobius, it's a respect ban. They have banned out the Kimi, another respect ban, obviously. And this time around, the opportunity to pick up on the Hayabusa, but Joseph, I do not think he's comfortable enough with the Mumbai server ping, and that is exactly what's kind of going wrong for him. He tried to play the joy, it was working out until it wasn't, and then LCF just did a complete comeback in that game. But this time around, if Joseph does manage to secure his heroes, I think it would look better for them because so far they have studied LCF, the rotation, the game plan, the drafts, everything. But Kimi with that first pick, Garot Kaja. Is it gonna be working out for them as much as they would like it to? Is the real question. LCF still has the high chance of picking up CC in the EXP and Badang in the roam or Okalia in the roam. Oh, did not expect it, but okay, there we go. There's a Kalia room, as well as Lunox in the mid lane once again.
I like this combination, man, because you once you get the tsunami slam onto someone, you wanna have something to burst the member down, and I think Lunox fits well in this particular scenario. And of course, it's always it's only Asuna who brings out unique choices of heroes into the drafting phase most of the time. But still, oh look at that, Terra still going for the Fredrin into the jungle most probably when there is already a true damage dealers into the hands of the side of Luxmeet Fun here. But still, they opt to go for a kind of a comfort. But the CC pick though, I feel like it's too early. Maybe they are just topping out any kind of utilities coming on into the hands of LCF. But I'm quite skeptical about the CC pick here because 27 is more of a setter kind of players than the destructor or a damage dealer. So yeah, we're gonna have to see how these work out well because LCF they pick out their jungle as of now. Maybe it can still be a flex, right, Sindria?
But yeah, right, you mentioned, right, the first three tanky heroes definitely open the doors for this Xbox to be option for the side of team LCF, right? And I think that's a really good missing puzzle that they need, piece of the puzzle that they need right now. And of course, I think 27, he could have gone for something more with a set potential. Yes, they do have the Garud Kacha to go in. I do understand the fact that, Anti has been a constant problem for side of Tartarus, so they need to mark him as well. But just, entirely dedicating a pick for him is not a very viable option. But again, you can see the bans coming in. Two heroes onto the EXP/Roam being banned, and the mage is being targeted from here. So, what can Eden go for here? Will it be the Kadita once again here, Sarah?
Yeah, honestly, the Kalida is an option for Eden right here, but judging from the previous game, I don't think TRT would be willing to go for that kind of an experiment once again. Because this time around, who is the Kadira going to burst? Anti is on the X-Borg, so that X-Borg has the Faraga armor, and once it bursts down, he's gonna run away. Lunox has the light ultimate, and Kalia is a tank. So the only target remaining would be the goal lane, because even Serrar would personally be willing to go on a semi-sustain kind of jungle or an assassin jungle who has enough mobility. So Tartarus really needs to think about what they want to pick here. They could possibly go in for the Luoi along with the Gareth Kacha and CC, but okay. Dada this time once again on the Nathan. So
Uh,
LCF draft already looking very, very strong. It's a huge morale boost for them to just get Stark his comfort pick, and that's what they are doing. But TRT, smart draft though. Kyle on the Fredrin has enough frontline. CC and Garot combo along with the curtain call and AOG, again, very strong. So Kyle would have a lot of free space from the backline to just do what he does best, just carry the team as much as possible. And okay, look at that. There comes the Valentina as well as the Claude.
I think it's kind of like LCF are just trying to force Kyle into something that needs the Purify onto the gold lane. So there's just, with the Kalia being picked here, it's just stopping out a lot of options for Tartarus to go for, especially into the gold lane side. And now that the Cloud has been appearing, they have to play a little bit safer and try to go for the later part of this game. But then again, the Purify will actually come in handy into the hands of the Claude here again. But Eden, going back to the roots, he go for the Valentina in this scenario. I think he just wanna store out this last insanity, or maybe even tsunami slam, dependent on what kind of ganks they really want to go for. But then again, last pick into the hands of LCF, they went for the Ruby here. A very solid choice. But then again, I'm not sure, because Ruby is actually very good into against an assassins. But Tetris does not have the assassin. Maybe it's just a way to cancel out, or just to do a self heal potential.
Yeah, it's just to disrupt the Claude most probably, right? I feel the Claude's mobility could be a problem. So the Ruby is just there to just, halt him to like not just be completely chaotic in those team fights. So it does make sense somewhere. But again, it's Anti we're talking about, right? He can make any hero walk into the EXP. Give him a, Kufra in the EXP, he can just make it work somehow. I don't know what this guy, I know what are they feeding Anti recently, but he has been popping off even more nowadays. And I think Tartarus, they are in a tight spot, right? Losing two games back to back is not an easy task. And guess what, guys? I have been in the Hindi decks for a while, and they have been talking about this Nathan pick for Stark TZ. And they were talking like, Dada ki Dadagiri. So let's see if the Dadagiri will come through or not in this game. But ladies and gentlemen, this is gonna be the game three, and we shall soon walk into the land of Dawn for this bout. So it can be a potential third victory for the side of Team LCF, or it's going to be the first point scored by Tartarus. Best of seven, anything can happen. Tartarus, they're not here to lose, nor is LCF. So let's see what happens. But Sarah, back to you. Which draft do you still think has the better potential to win this game?
I personally have to side with TRT on this one, because I am a fan of that Garth Kacha and CC combo. And then there's the Valentina, who can actually copy the Lasting Insanity as well as Kalia's Tsunami Slam. So it will be a real big mess in the team fights once all 5 members of TRT just use up their skills. The Curtain Call, the AOG, the Appraisal's Wrath, Eden on whatever ultimate he chooses to play, and then comes Kyle's Blazing Duet from the backline. So LCF will really have to play on a strong pick-off game this time. Mark the real targets before a team fight begins, because in a major team fight, Tartarus wins in terms of AoE.
Mm-hmm.
I actually feel like, the Ultras do have a way to play the long lanes again in this kind of combination, because they do have the Cloud which can perform as well as a Moskov does into those objective fights when the lords are up and stuff, and this can actually be an answer to their game style here. Maybe they could try to go for a back and forth like that. But LCF, they look like they want to go all in this kind of combination. They want to have a set, they want to have a PL, but they also want to go for the very, very, very late game kind of composition as well. So I feel like LCF does have a chance to lead the early game too, but then again, they also have a security into the late game because of the Natan here. So it's kind of dire for Tartarus to not give the snowball into the hands of LCF.
Yeah, it's been a pretty dicey, I mean, not a dicey, but very, heated environment. So, guys, just to cool down the things a little bit, just to get back to on the field ground, we'll just take a short break and be back soon and, bring the action live to you guys once again. But don't go anywhere, stay tuned because the break will be really short.
ये तारा इनको बहुत ज्यादा दिक्कत देने वाला है। थोड़ा सा फिर से यहाँ पर लौट आएंगे, अंदर जाएंगे परफेक्ट।
In time immemorial, the endless war destroyed the balance between yin and yang, plunging the Cadia Riverlands into chaos. As catastrophe loomed, a woman of destiny stepped forth, casting aside divinity for the plight of mortals.
Sacrifice for a fleeting moment of peace in the mortal realm. Does thine heart not regret?
To protect the realm. What is there to regret?
This day, destiny descends once more. Zutian the Ordained, of untold merit and unbound benevolence, preserver of peace and prosperity, unfaded by time. This day, let heaven and earth bear witness as the Phoenix ascends the throne. A realm united toward a new golden age.
From time forgotten to the new dawn, as long as I breathe, Shandu shall never fade!
Now you'll be the best sniper ever!
I'm sorry.
Leave me alone!
No! It's a decoy! Ever
Ever since that day, I vowed to keep you safe.
Rule with strength and conviction. Blossom with grace and compassion. My strategy spans centuries for those I silently guard. From ashes to empress, my rebirth is eternal. The Phoenix reigns!
ये तारा इनको बहुत ज्यादा दिक्कत देने वाला है। थोड़ा सा फिर से यहाँ पर लौट आएंगे, अंदर जाएंगे पॉपअप।
In time immemorial, the endless war destroyed the balance between yin and yang, plunging the Cadia Riverlands into chaos. As catastrophe loomed, a woman of destiny stepped forth, casting aside divinity for the plight of mortals.
Hello, and we are finally back after the short break. And guys, good news, we are back with the match soon. But Debbie and Sarah, once again, we are in this third game. So what are your thoughts? You saw the draft, we have talked about it already. So final verdict before we go into the game. First, Sarah, you go.
Yes, thank you. And as we're back into this little waiting phase before the actual match begins, I can pretty much tell you that TRT, they've got the AoE in the bag. Team fights will look like really interesting if LCF doesn't manage to find at least one from the side of TRT and pick them off before the team fight begins. So, naturally, TRT would be looking to engage together. Kimmy and Eden, they need to stick it together and protect Kyle wherever he goes because he is the main damage dealer. Valentina, that's a utility mage, so they will be lacking in terms of damage quite a bit. Fredrin, quite good in the draft, will provide as much space as Kyle needs, especially on that Claude with his taunts and knockups, and then comes the Appraisal's Wrath once he has full stacks. So TRT, looking very strong, but LCF definitely has something planned.
Debbie?
I think, yeah, I do have to agree with Sarah on that because, yeah, their combination is just two completely different stuff because they're kind of heroes that they are going for. LCF are more gonna be focusing on the pickles because, of course, there is a Kalea, and of course, we also have the Ruby just in case they want to disengage. So I really like that about LCF draft. But for sure, the Duras do have the chance to play out in a different kind of composition. They can split push. They don't necessarily have to stay together most of the time. And like Sarah already mentioned, I really like that they do have two tanky frontliners and also the CC, which is kind of a usable hero for the back line. So I think they do have that in their hands. So it's like, two different style going together in one game. So the play styles and the decision makings, the macros always are all gonna be completely different stuff. So I really like to see what they can do with this both of these teams because early game first turtle is gonna be so important for both of them in this scenario.
Absolutely, and we walk into the game a bit delayed, but still we are here. 5-3 the score already in the favor of Tartarus. You can see them kind of winning in the exchange. They have gotten down the turret from the top lane as well, so the goal lead is also in their favor. But Kyle is farming pretty well, right? And Stark Tease is still not taken down. Rudius have been punished twice. And right now, bot lane, the ultimate already used. The last insanity will not be there. But I think that's a lot of pressure being built on bot there, bot lane here, Sarah.
Okay, what as you were mentioning that Kyle went in with the blazing duet and already found one. But look at Rudius though with the tsunami slam. Asuna will have to use the dark ultimate as well as his flicker if he wants to escape. Look at the AOG onto the back line. Kimmy gets the taunt onto Asuna but will not survive. Stark TZ with the double kill. He finds two. He manages to reverse this team fight in favor of LCF right away. 3 members down for the side of TRT in exchange for just one.
Wow,
Yeah.
that was actually it could have turned really, really bad for the side of LCF, but then again, they made it work with 2 kills already onto the board for Mr. Stark here onto the Nathan, and already 1 turret being taken away. This is definitely not gonna be a good one for Turtles right now because they did manage to take down to the first turtle, which is actually good, but the third, okay, there might be.
Well, there's
Oh,
a
we
fight out
can
here.
see that. Look at that, Stark TZ with the killing spree, and there comes the lasting insanity. Saramun has to back up. Valentina with the reverse lasting insanity, but Stark TZ with the double kill will not be taken down. Joseph is trying to run away, and he manages to do that. But okay, onto the mid side. Eden gets taken away right away, blasted down to shreds. Joseph, they're gonna be caught out here in the middle of nowhere. He is alone. 2 members chasing him down, but there's no damage dealer from the side of LCF on this side though. So I think for now, Joseph is gonna be safe. But Stark TZ is stealing away the farm as well as the turrets. That's some god level rotation coming in from this man right now.
Oh my
Come on,
goodness.
you gotta be safe, man. Okay.
Yeah.
Sarah Moon doing
Okay.
something. Oh, it's just a little bit of poke games coming in.
Oh, wait a minute. But that was a really bad initiation on the bot lane, right? Stark TZ already fed so much, 5 kills onto him. But wait a minute, once again.
Oh, Asuna with the killing spree. That's the Kalia and the Lunox combo we were talking about. TRT, they have such a strong draft and yet they are losing out on the fights. Something needs to be done. TRT, stop, start, pick him up, play with Ante with damn upset. Kyle successfully manages to run away. The Purify saving his life, but okay, the fight's not over. What are we seeing here?
Stark TZ.
Oh my god, Stark TZ gonna be taken out. No, he's low, but he gets the monster kill even still.
What?
Kill secured by Asuna, right? There. The LCM manages to run, but Eden finds the shutdown onto Stark, but Asuna will find the reverse kill onto Eden right away. There goes CC chasing down Anti, won't be enough. Saramun joining the fight though. He is gonna be looking to poke them down. He has the War Axe, he's gonna get 2 damage, but both teams decide to disengage.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness, look at the scoreboard, man. Because a lot of kills already into the hands of LCF, especially onto Asuna as well as Dark TZ. These are the 2 heroes you do not really want to feed because they are already so fat for the late game, and there's not a lot Tartarus could do if they are well attacking freely. This is gonna be very, very dire. Okay, look at that, already Holy Crystal into the hands of Asuna, Shinryu.
But yeah, again, the Lord fight out here, Asuna was not there, and it's gonna be actually Team Lakshmi Cheatman getting it. Eden gonna be taken down from the hands of Saramun. Kimmy on the run, cannot survive from the damage of the Stark TZ, but onto the back lane, Rudius versus Joseph. It's gonna be a 1v1, but there's no follow-up out there from his team. Neither of the team is gonna be the mid lane. They're trying to run down, but again, there's gonna be another knock-up, and it seems like it's gonna be an end game, but a turn are found. My goodness, Sarah, what just happened?
Joseph just being like, yo dude, you wanna chase me? I'm gonna show you what a chase is, and just bonk right on Sir Armun's head right there on that X-bar. He didn't have the Frag armor. He got just poof, wiped out of the board entirely. But still though, LCF, they have the lot advantage. They just need to take it a little bit Oh, AOG comes in right away. Tsunami Slam on Eden right there, though. Eden will try to use the I'm upset and will fight Asuna right then and there. TRT winning this fight. Stark is the only one remaining there. He cannot go in for a 1v5. He's the sole man alive. Saramun, he's back alive, but he needs to reach the mid turret on time if they want to defend this. Revitalize getting used up by Kimi. TRT looking to dominate that mid tier 1, and they will do so as LCF is trying to develop. Oh, the Blazing Duet comes in, and the entropy will save Nathan's life for now. LCF once more forced to recall back to base. They're getting caught out this time around.
You know, in on normal scenarios, where you would have thought that the one getting the Lord, especially into this part of this game, would you think that they were the one who's gonna be getting the turrets, but it's actually a turn around because Tartarus was able to get 2 turrets that they had going on for them in debt for them. So this is such a good one for that as of now. But look at the builds coming through from Kimi as well. Oh, meanwhile to the mid though.
Amy, just
Oh,
wanna get
okay.
deleted. Oh man, that was not a good
Just
timing.
wow.
Yeah, definitely.
Exactly so. Like, he is so far away from his team whenever he tries to go in for an engage, and LCF just taking full advantage of that situation. This again, that comeback which didn't happen. I'm upset coming from Ruby right away. There goes the Lunox with the ultimate Blazing Duet onto the backside. He's trying to go in for more, but Musef will find Anti. Ruby is forced to flicker away. But ZZ with the curtain call. The Results Wrath will find Stark TZ. Kyle going in for more. He finds yes, and 27 is going to be very, very low, and Asuna gets caught away by Kyle! Ramon, the only one left alive. 5 members of TRT marching down the mid lane. There's only the inhibitor sting. 1 full minion wave. Can Saramun do this? He has the retribution coming up in a minute. That's insanity. It's there. There comes the AOG. gets popped up. Retribution secures the first minion. He does it. He defends this. And LCF will now be able to fight once more at the Lord.
Yeah, they are happy to see another day out here. That was so close for the side of Team LCF. A clutch defense coming in. But again, they're going in. Rudius wants to get the taunt, but the curtain call will stop their movement. But Kimi...
Oh, Saramun finds Kimi though. He's trying to go in, but the Lord will be secured by TRT. Some more distraction coming in. Again, the pre-results right of the Asuna, and there comes Joseph with a little bit of an over-engage. The pre-results wasn't enough to finish off Asuna, and now he gets taken down by Saramun, who was the double lasting insanity going in. Will find 27 with a triple kill. Eden, the only one left alive. Stark finds Kyle though. Kyle with a mega kill. He will die. There comes the shutdown. Only one left alive. The Lord down the mid lane. LCF wants to finish this. They want to go down mid lane and end this right here and right now.
Ooh, can they actually do this? Because all it takes is one fight to try to wipe them all out, and a very good decision coming out from Saramun as well. He was able to chunk down the HPs of 27 and take him down as well, just trying to zone him away, and the Lord will be already handled out. But look at that dive, Sarah. They are looking for the end.
Oh, they are going in for more. Tsunami Slam comes in. Stark TZ will find me right away, but the Lord is on their side. They had cleared down the Indians as much as they would like to. They still need to wait it out for one more Lord fight, because TRT's enhanced minions are taking down their side lane towers, which isn't too good for the economy. The goal is just 1k ahead, and they really need to step it up.
Yeah, and they need to cover up a lot of things. But right now, the mid lane once again, 27 with the curtain call is not going to be able to stop him down. But there's going to be Tsunami Slam, but it's going to be 27 being taken down. The mid lane is wide open. Joseph goes in here, Sarah. Oh no, but Joseph is also going to be taken down. It's just Eden against 4 roaring members of Team LCF. Can he defend is the question. But look, Eden cannot do that.
He's trying.
Getting taken down. But it's gonna be LCF once again getting this game and securing the 3rd point in their favor here. Debbie, back to you.
What was that? There were fights along all over the map, and you had thought that at one point Tartarus will be winning out, but at the other point you're gonna be seeing LCF winning out all of the trades. What was that scenario? What was that damage coming on from the side of LCF? They had the Natan, obviously. They have Rudius onto the Kalea, and they also have Asuna onto the Lunox, which is three kind of high damage dealing potentials and pickoffs as well. So whatever tsunami slam that they'll be getting into, it's gonna be busted down. And I don't think Tartarus were able to defend, able to hold out that much of a magic damage coming through from the side of LCF. They do have a ways to come back. They do have Kyle performing so well onto the court, but what can you do when there's so many people matching down onto the mid lane trying to get out the end from your crystal?
Just like, wow. Joseph did so well along with Kyle with those appraisals wrath plays the ultimate onto Xborg, those poof and just vanished. And even Claude, the Nathan, he got taken down. But what went wrong in the major team fights was once Valentina used up the Ruby's ultimate, they had no means of going for a disengage. It was an all-in dive comp. While LCF, they have the Lunox with the light ultimate. Nathan can just use up the entropy and try and run away. And even after the Firaga armor bursts, Export, he can also run away. So what really happened was LCF managed to disengage. TRT could not. And that's where things really went wrong for the side of TRT, and they sadly had to lose this match, and LCF took a straight 3-0.
Like Debbie mentioned, the trades off were always going in the favor of Team LCF. Yes, there were moments where TRT were in control of the game. They had the game almost in their hand to get it over, but that clutch defense from Sarar Moon was at a different level, right? The retribution definitely made sure they could not get the game over, and it was at the right time because the rest of the members, they were back on map. They were able to just fend the push that came off, and even despite losing the lot, they won that team fight so hard. Getting four members down was not an easy feat, right? And they made sure that every time they go in as a unit. Like Debbie mentioned, the late game team fight is going to be so heavily favoring Team LCF, right? With the magic damage really scaling much more in a potential that it can really outscale the physical damage at some point, because we saw, Kyle actually going in with the Blazing Duet, right? But while he was in his ultimate form, while he was using the Blazing Duet, he was just getting melted down. Despite having the Rose Gold, it was not really working because the damage output was so high, and there was nothing they can do much rather than just be just sitting there and just take the damage. And before they could see their HP bar, it was already down there. And members like Kimi onto that Garud Kacha could not do much. And I kid you not, okay, Dadagiri was actually working in that game for sure.
It was, yeah.
Damdar Dadda, like we like to call it.
The power was too much, right? And I think one mistake has to be for Tartarus, because we missed the 5-minute part of this game, and Tartarus were able to get the turtle, right? That was actually a gain for them. But then again, the one fight they did took in between the two turrets onto the gold lane, that turned around for LCF, and giving 2 kills directly into a 0 death Nathan, it's something that they could have been a little bit careful with, because when we have seen the items already under the hands of Nathan, he already got the Holy Crystal, he already got the Sterling Side, and also on top of that he got the Feather of Heaven, which are important items for the Nathan. He can burst down the frontliners even without the Divine Glaives when he already got the Holy Crystal. So I think that has to be one bit of a mistake that Tartarus made, which they were able to recover from, but it was actually a little bit late from what I've seen. So yeah, you cannot really go all in when there is a Kalea onto the other side, because the presence of Rudius onto the Kalea everywhere together with his mate and marksman is something so nice, so close knit that they were doing, that it really worked again.
Yeah, and while we wrap that third game, right, it's about time that we just take a short break. But fear not, guys, we will be back real soon once again, because there are a few things that we need to just get prepared. And of course, it's gonna be pretty awesome because it's already a match point out here, right, Sarah? It's 3-0 at this point, and before we wrap this short break, do you want to say anything before we take the game forth out here. Out here.
Honestly, just don't go anywhere because the last match is going to be the most interesting of them all. Everyone cheering TRT on for a reverse sweep, and we all want to see this carry on to game number 7. So stay tuned.
ये तारा इनको बहुत ही ज्यादा दिक्कत देने वाला है। थोड़ा सा फिर से यहाँ पर लौट आएंगे, अंदर जाएंगे परफेक्ट।
In time immemorial, the endless war destroyed the balance between yin and yang, plunging the Cadia Riverlands into chaos. As catastrophe loomed, a woman of destiny stepped forth, casting aside divinity for the plight of mortals.
Sacrifice for a fleeting moment of peace in the mortal realm. Does thine heart not regret?
To protect the realm.
What is there to regret?
This day, destiny descends once more. Zutian the Ordained, of untold merit and unbound benevolence, preserver of peace and prosperity, unfaded by time. This day, let heaven and earth bear witness as the Phoenix ascends the throne, a realm united toward a new golden age.
From time forgotten to the new dawn, as long as I breathe, Shandu shall never fade!
Now you'll be the best sniper ever!
I'm sorry.
Leave me alone.
No, it's a decoy!
Least some points, but now Tartarus doesn't even have 1 point, and LCF is already into the match pointer. So this game number 4 is going to be the decider whether the Tartarus will come back or will LCF will take the trophy of the Mythic Showdown Season 1. Now we are back. My name is Solsky, and along with two casters, Ithami and Asuya will join me for this game number 4. We'll be going right into the draft. First of all, first a ban coming from the team LCF right now. So, Ithami and Asuya, what do you guys have to say about the first ban coming from LCF and Tartarus? Going with Ithami first.
They are just banning out Eden's Farsa at this point. The Valentina before, oh my god. There was one play that came up from the Valen, and it was the I'm offended, I'm you ult, but unfortunately it didn't connect with the EOG. So maybe there are some kind of miscommunication that are going on for the side of Team Tartarus. So, it's not working out for the side. But LCF, they are already on to the match point, and looks like the ban phase will be over anytime soon. TRT just going out with the regular draft, and they are kind of banning out the roamers as well as the EXP kind of heroes for the side.
Well, definitely, I agree with you, Tommy. And one more thing which I noticed in all these games which have happened till now is that Tartarus, they dive in, they force those team fights. They don't watch if they are completely, if they have grouped up together, if there are five people together. It's like Kimi goes in, it's just as if he's not watching that his team is in a situation to follow up or not. So yeah, regardless, one by one they just keep following up and they just keep dying. Like and just like Ray, Sarah, and all the previous casters mentioned, that they are trying to focus on Stark, but his placement, his positioning is just way too perfect, I would say. So maybe just melt down someone else before and let Nathan be solo so that you can gank on him together.
That actually,
Exactly.
yeah.
Now, like the three bans are up already in the first drafting phase. So far, LCF has the first pick, but they have proved, the last match it was full on the counter and anti-counter draft. But as the last match, I think Tartarus could have won if they had just little bit discipline. In my opinion, when Joseph engaged after the Lord, I don't think so that was a very wise decision from them, but that was past. So I personally believe that we might see the BTK and Cloud9 replay right here in this match. I wish we see that, but you know what, they just see how LCF holds, because they are also thinking that they need to finish as quickly as possible. But first pick again, now they have opened the Kimi, because this time they have all Tartars that focus on to the all to the EXP laners, and right now first pick is going to the Kimi. So how will they counteract this? Because the Baksha is also banned. Maybe going for let me ask you, Itami, what do you have to say? Like, what will be the stew picks coming from Tartarus?
It should probably be the mid laner as well as maybe the jungler getting prioritized, but apparently it will be the jungler as well as the gold lane already getting picked up. A Harith coming up from the side of Team TRT. Kyle, he often tried to prioritize the Granger as well as the Moscow for his side. But by far the Granger didn't work out onto the previous games, and yeah, the Moscow haven't been coming up. And Joseph this time going out with the assassin instead of the utility. But onto that response, it is giving me the deja vu of the game number 7 that happened on the LAN. It was Rudius onto that Franco, and it worked out wonders for their side. Meanwhile, Serar Moon will be locking in a utility jungler, and instead of Joseph, this time it is him prioritizing the Fredrin. To answer that, they have already gone out with the Jushin. So once you get the glowing wand as well as the wishing lantern is done, then against that Fredrin, the Jushin can work.
Well, definitely she is pretty good when it comes to having really tanky heroes in the front lane, and we already see two of them right there. But then, right now, if we do see, there is a Hayabusa, right? So you need something which can help and snowball the game. But coming into the same thought, that there is Franco who needs to be level 4 before he can start making some difference into those team fights, unless his hooks are godly. But yeah, the Kimi is there. And Eden Asuna on the Kimi, I think he's gonna do pretty well. The passive stacks up so quickly, and I don't think so that it will be wise for Tartarus to invade if they are planning to. But meanwhile, I do think that LCF might as well go in for that jungle invade, looking at the draft for now, because they have burst as well as they have sustain. And Tartarus doesn't have much of a burst if you ask me for right now. It's like kind of a continuous damage which will scale more towards the late game, considering you need the Harriet to farm up.
Yep, exactly. And I think if they have like a continuous damage, as Asu has pointed it out really well, along with, I think Kyle just needs a little bit, I would say, upper hand in the early game. Then only he will be able to, do something about the burst damage that he can provide a little bit. But you know what? It depends on Eden. Like Howard, he's gonna. Sorry, not Eden has already picked, but right now they have depends on the roaming and as well as the EXP. Right now, in the second phase of the draft, they have banned the Kaja, the CC, and along with they also choked down to the Claude and Esma for Ansi this time. So far, the only choice, okay, they have opted for Hylos this time. And now the two picks will be from the side of Team LCF. I think Kimmy will be mid, so let's just see what Stark TZ is going to pick here as a marksman. In my opinion, like, against this uh, this hard, yep. Nathan or maybe the with the help of, I would say, Irithel, they might manage to do something, because Irithel might be a good pick for, you need a lot of mobility, because there are, like, there is that Zushin as well as the Hayabusa, the Hylos, all of those, they just jump into you. So what do you
I
have to say,
agree.
Tami? Like, what do you have to?
Yeah.
What are your opinions? Oh,
Newton once again. Stark TZ, he loves prioritizing the Newton, and by far the Newton has been working out wonders for his side. It's, it was the lane clearance as well as the damage and the initiation. He can go out for the solo kills as well. And Nathan's damage once he gets his itemization is quite massive. Against that Harith, it will definitely work out, and it is going to be a magic damage versus magic damage kind of a clash round to the gold lane. But to finalize starter as final pick, it is going to be an Arlet coming up. Most probably an Arlet EXP. There was a time he was prioritized onto the roam as well. But right now, looking at the patches and looking at the recent adjustments, Hylos will be better onto the roam, and 27 will be better going out onto the EXP with that Arlet. So, if you ask me regarding the draft, LCF draft, they have the setup kind of composition for the side as well. And for their damage reliability, Asuna as well as Stark TZ are already there. But the problem is, both of them, they are magic damage dealers.
Well, definitely, but then I'm not a big fan of Hylas, which I keep saying in every game, and especially in this game. I don't know if Hylos will be able to do anything because a lot of damage will be there just from the Kimi as well as the Nathan, and Hylos will be getting CC'd pretty hard. Considering there's a lot of CC in the hands of LCF right now, so even if he goes initiates, I think he'll be getting melted down pretty easily by them, unless the our Lord comes in and he does some wonder play, gives a 4 or 5 man stun with that ultimate with the final slash. But then let's just see what happens for now, because, ladies and gentlemen, this is the fourth round, it's the fifth game, and if LCF wins it out, they might be just doing a clean sweep. So Tartarus needs to buck up their game and show us something. We need that comeback. We need more games, right?
yep, exactly. Like,
Definitely.
I have come prepared to, at least cast a lot, like, till late night. But yep, I think Team LCF will, try to wrap this up as quickly as possible. As you mentioned, this is going to the game number 4 of the grand finals of the Mythic Showdown season 1. Also, guys, a brief announcement that if you guys want to watch Hindi casting, you can, just click the link or the pinned comments, and you can go to Hindi casting as well. But right back to the game. Right now, as there's a lot of possibilities that can come up, but I think this time Tartarus might have a chance. I think this is their server as well, and so far so forth. Rudius, I usually see that his hooking power increases when he gets his that freeze item, that winter crown. But let's just
Oh.
see what will happen right there. But there is Asuya.
Already an engage right into the middle lane, and look at the burst coming in. The kill already, and Sarad Moon in really low HP manages to back off for now. A lot of ults being wasted right there, but then the turtle dance already being started. Rudy is still level 3, Asuna level 4, already charging up his passive, trying to do something right there. And with this Batang as well as Joseph just comes back, picking up the HP which they lost.
Yeah, the skirmish was there, but still the trades yet to be drawn from either of the side. But looks like LCF, they will be trying to contest it, considering the fact Sarar Moon is already back onto the turtle lane. But looks like 27, he might be trying to do that final slash combo, and here comes Joseph.
Okay, the turtle's still there, but behind the scenes, Saran Moon grabs onto that turtle, and with this 27, as well as Kimmy trying to do something with the bloody hunt coming in, along with the wall, 27 has no way to retreat, and with this, the first blood and the turtle in the hands of Team LCF already with a wonderful start to the name.
Yep, exactly. As wonderful as a butterfly, I suppose. And the final slash wasn't on point, and also I think he's getting stunned, but there is the stun. Asuna just managed to survive right there. Okay, that was quite a big, a big breath for me. Okay, no one Rudius.
the Salmon Force already there. A lot of damage onto Stark. Is taken down by Kyle. And with this, finally, they are making a domination onto the goal lane. But we do see Anti providing some vision. Might look to grab onto Eden, but he has the vision. Will retreat for now. And with this, Hylos already might look for some flanks. Might look for some vision as everyone is gathering up once again.
Oh my god. There might be another engage coming up onto the top. Yeah, there is 27. He is. Oh my goodness, there comes engage.
That iron hooking power is insane, bro. I'm telling you, he's a professional hooker. And also, I would like to see some itemization because there are 4 minutes into the game. And also, I think Hylos, he needs this power spike, man. If he gets hooked, I think that's not a very good choice. Good. I would not say that. I have a good vision for Hylos right now. But so far, there is the Modern Essence for the good farming speed. Now Hayabusa has got his first item. Now I would like to see how Joseph is going to play out in this match because I think it's his server. So I think he might pull off a good game in this match. But there is the engage.
Once again, the wall right there, grabbing onto 3 people and possibly blocking his own retreat path right there. With this 1 kill in the hands of Team Tartarus, finally doing something which we want from them.
Looks like the turtle has been spawned, but yeah, Tartarus do have the turtle advantage, and Sarar Moon still back onto the turtle scene. This is going to be a battle for retribution from either of the sides, but there comes the team fight.
27 goes in once again, the R-Lord just dashing around and Stark has been taken down by the Hayabusa. The wall blocking up any parts of retreat, and Sarar Moon takes down Kimmy. A trade for a trade. Tartarus winning it out, but they're still going in for the turtle. Rudius all the way, and look at the stun connecting in from Anti with the walls, but Joseph manages to grab onto that turtle. He's in a pretty low HP. Sarar Moon getting grabbed on by Eden. They need to retreat off for now. Kyle dishing out a lot of damage. Has the art. Toss down the Salmon Force, and Anti in a really low HP, 1 hit away and gets taken down right there. But look at the stuns which are connecting to the hook. The hook, Rudius hooks down 27 and another exchange for them. And with this, Tartarus with the lead, but a pretty good exchange as Kyle is all farming up.
Yo, for a moment I thought that, that Kyle just got hooked, but oh my god, Rudius man gotta, take some training for how to become a good hooker. But yep, that's that team fight really, Kyle just made very good profit out of that team fight because now he got his 2 kills. So now I think they will take fights around Kyle, but also with Kimmy, he's utilizing now his glorious pathway wonderfully in my opinion, because that was a very good glorious pathway to take out the Anti just before the turtle fight. But we can see the itemization now. The Prophet just made him the corrosion, not corrosion side, but Stallion side. My bad, guys, I forgot. So that and also the Arlord, he's also going for semi build right now. I don't, the semi build is quite good for Arlord in this meta, but I still think damage is quite more preferable. But there is too much damage right there.
Hook, Sarar Moon gets hooked, manages to move away, but still gets connected as Anti guns him down with the punches. And look at the damage coming in from Nate, and Kimmy has nowhere to run. Sandwich between 5 members, and the second person who will be taken down with that. Kyle just forcing it through with the macro, taking the first tier away from the top lane.
2 for 0 for the tower. It is not that advantageous, I would say. It will be depending upon the next turtle fight coming up, but by far LCF still has the lead. And Stark TZ onto the bot, going solo.
A lot of right there, 27 trying to do something, manages to grab onto that kill onto Stark, finally pulling Stark away, but the hook connects. He has no flickers it away, but all the way from behind, Asuna as well as the stuns by Anti gets pinned down to the wall, but I say that's a fair exchange. A gold laner, and with this, people gathering around the turtle. Look at Kimmy as well as Eden grabbing onto Joseph. A lot of damage onto him along with a weaky shadow kill, but praise the spot will not work out as it is another kill in the hands of Team Tartarus. But Kyle trying to grab onto that kill. Anti in a really low HP. Kimmy goes in once again with the initiation. The ramp walk comes in and the wall comes in, but they have no way to retreat. They are still trying to dish out a lot of damage. The second tier from the mid lane getting taken away. The first tier with this, Eden just escapes away with the ultimate, but Kyle getting taken down in that exchange.
The brawl is insane, man. But yep, there is a good itemization from Hayabusa right there, just cutting the overx for the extra 2 damage. Also, that was a slight overextension from Kai, but there is the Stark easy getting down right there. Bloody Hunt onto that. Now that will be a killing spree for that Asuna right there. So far, so forth. They're not backing down right now. Okay, yep, there is a glorious pathway and nobody follow-ups onto that glorious pathway. But yep, as I was saying that there was you know, for a moment I thought that there was an overextension from Kyle right there. He just got taken down. But yep, I think LCF Asuna is giving out damage so freely. Nobody's carrying, catching on to that Asuna. I think if Hayabusa able to catch on to that Asuna, I think they might win a team fight because Asuna is having a very good position right there.
Yeah, he has the record of actually pulling it out with the Kimmy pick, but okay, the concede play has been coming up, but there is the engage.
Okay, glorious pathway, people running in, and Kyle grabbing onto that one turret, but meanwhile, nothing much will be happening. They're waiting for Auntie to come all the way from the top lane, but look at the beautiful pick up by Eden, but no follow-up. They've just decided to move away. They're waiting for Sarar Moon to come back. Auntie taking up the pushes, providing some vision with this pretty even, I would say, when it comes to the macro and micro.
Definitely. And LCF as well as TRT, the lead is kind of equal, but the gold advantage is definitely for the side of team TRT, but they don't have any towers for this side. There is another engage coming up.
Kimmy as well as the R-Lord moving in, the Revitalize providing some heals, but look at the dashes coming in, and Joseph takes down Nancy in that exchange. Rudy is will be the second one to fall in a really low HP right there. Joseph almost getting melted down by the damage coming in from the side, and with his two members down, the first lot of the game easy in the hands of Team Tartarus as LCF needs to retreat back, hold down, defend the lanes.
Yep, exactly. And loving the fact that now Hylos has gotten his 4 foot onto the ground. By that I mean he has gotten so good against magic damage now, because I think that's his passive along with his glorious path, which just sustained all the damage coming from that Kimmy. And also, there was a shadow kill onto that Kimmy, and that Asuna just did traction beam, and that misses out, and for that gave them an advantage onto the team fight. But now I think this will be upper hand for the side of Team Tartarus, but right now they have to be careful about the hooks.
Kimmy starting to engage once again, but Saramon goes behind. Sorry, Joseph goes. The ultimate gets distributed between so many members. Kind of a waste, I would say. Should have waited. But yeah, the lanes are in sync. Lord is marching down. This might be a possible fight incoming for them. And with this, we do see they're just trying to take down the Lord. Meanwhile, Joseph just trading it away with the macro. Bot lane second tier into his hands. The Lord marches down. The Holy Shield topples down. The Lord is taken away. But a fair exchange for Team Tartarus. Eden in the front line providing a lot of zoning. And he might look for some engages right there. As the wall comes in, connects onto Kimmy. Gets a lot of stun inside the turret right there. But look at the damage coming in. Joseph looking for some flanks. Eden with a lot of push moves. Joseph outside the wall. But yeah, nothing much will be happening. Eden is still there all alone, really needs to, back off. Maybe it's just to wait for them at this point.
Yeah, patience is the key to success. That kind of a scenario might be. Oh my god!
A fierce exchange happening, not even a moment to breathe, as Asuna will be getting traded away in that exchange. They just pounced upon them like a prey pounced upon a predator.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. You know who is the predator here? That the TRT. But again, the Lord is not in quite good position.
The wall comes in, a lot of stuns on there. Kimmy with the ultimate trying to provide some movement speed. But yeah, they do not have much. They wasted a lot of ultimates. They threw it all on Asuna, so they don't have much to exchange for now. Maybe regroup and be patient.
Yep, exactly. And also, the itemization. Now, I think Hylos has gotten his foot, as I mentioned before. So he's able to tank a lot of damage coming from Asuna, Stark TZ, as well as no, only these two are the magic. Yes, yeah, only Asuna and Stark TZ. So they are the two main magic gainers. They need a lot of magic, magic penetration. Right now, they haven't built that. The Stallium side gives you a little bit edge onto the true damage, but you still need Divine Life, penetrate through that Hylos. But there is the glorious pathway. But I think they are just trying to mock them out, try to bait them some ultimates right here and there. But wonderfully played by this Eden. 0 dead still now, but Asuna will be getting his first death from the hands.
Hook along with the bloody hand. They're exchanging once again. Revitalize just to provide some safety for some heal. Look at the damage coming in from Harrod. The Dam and the Force. Eden stuck inside that wall. Everyone else is just moving away. So Ramon with the Appraiser's Rod gets that kill on 20. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, Lucas Joseph goes in, takes down Rudius. Oh my god, four members taken away from the side of Team LCF.
Come
Tartarus with
back.
only Stark remaining. Will it be the end? Will it be the final march? They do not have the minion, but they're still trying to force it through. Just one minion remaining. I don't think so. Stark will be able to defend this. He can try his best, but he knows that he cannot do that. And with this, the base is falling, and we have the first victory in this set of matches for the side of Team Tartarus.
Oh my god. TRT, and just when we thought it was over, they would be having some different kind of plans for now. And by far, this is not a clean sweep. This is a best of seven. TRT just got their first point, so LCF will be having to wait it out for maybe the next few games coming up, or maybe TRT might be coming up with a comeback. But for this game, a really good engagement from the side of Team Tartarus, I would say, and they got the victory. And this actually can be the opening that Team Tartarus needs. LCF, the initiations were there, but I guess the problem was the overextension coming up from the side of them. Rudius, he did try to initiate with the Iron Hook, but the backup was definitely there from the side of Team Tartarus. And if they actually went out for only one of the members, like if they were aware that it was only one and the Iron Hook would be initiated, then maybe it would have been a better trade. But because of the goal lead, Kyle as well as the overfarm members from the side of Team TRT, they had the better advantage, and thanks to that, they won out to the team fight. The 4-0 was the main plus point, and with that, they just got the game.
Yep, exactly. And wonderfully, I would say this time Tartarus got their hunch onto the LC, like how is they gonna play. But still they lacked a couple of physical damage to give out to that team Tartarus Hylos as well. He was not able to shut down the frontliners only after that, when he got his radiant arm along with the elegant gem, because they didn't have that, I would say, the divine glaive in their arsenal, as well as could have been a better with the physical marksman in my opinion. But you know what, mistakes happen. Still they have got a pretty big lead. If Tartarus needs to climb to this mountain of victory, mountain is there, LCF is just right here, and Tartarus is just like, just stepped, taken the first step right now. So let's just see how it's gonna play it out. But the viewers are becoming crazy, and you will be shortly beginning into the draft for the game number 5, which we all thought that was, we were very, very peculiar about about if the game happening or not. But yep, here you guys got in the 5th match now. So first of all, let's ask with you, Asu. I think you seem pretty excited. You're smiling all over the screen. So are you excited for this 5th match? And what do you think that Tartarus needs to do again differently to win this game?
Before I came here, I was just talking to Ray, and he was like, "We need Game 7. We need Game 7." So yeah, everyone needs that Game 7. So everyone is excited, along with me, of course. And I would
You are
say in this game, and yeah, I would say that in this game, like I said in the beginning, that Hylos, he goes ahead, he takes those punches, but the main person in all those team fights would be the Arlord. And I
I
say
forgot
he did an
about this.
amazing job.
Yeah,
Like, Hylos was taking all the punches, but Arlord just goes in. He disrupts them
exactly.
so much stun, and that's what you really want from that Arlord. And with this, I think the mage, as well as the gold laner, they got all the space which they needed. And Rurius, of course, with that bloody hand, Franco not much of a use. So even if it was retreating, Joseph made sure that no one retreats back. So yeah, the poke first kind of composition, it actually worked out for Team Tartarus right now. But I think, LCF, at this time, I don't think so. They will be picking up something like Franco, something which can stay more viable in those team fights with more of CC will be coming up.
Yep, exactly. I think now, as we will not hate Hylos anymore, but now we will be moving on to the draft for the game number 5, which has already begun. And now I've got to ask Itami before this game continues, that we forgot about the Arlord, like how he disrupted it. And I think that was a job for the Arlord in the previous game as well, to disrupt the Franco whenever he uses his bloody hunt. So now Itami,
Yeah.
looking at in the previous game, what do you have to say? Like, what will Tartarus cook in the game?
I think they would have, like I already said, they maybe would have been finding their opening, because LCF, I don't think it was actually the draft issue, but the problem was, as you said, As soon as Rudius came up with the Bloody Hunt combo, if he didn't had his Winter Crown, that Arlet was just be flicker comboing onto you and use the final slash. So that kind of a scenario would have been happening, and that is one of the reasons why the disengagement coming up from the side of Team Tartarus was better. Hylos, he was the main damage taker, and he as well as the Arlet, they did the engagement works, and Kyle as well as Joseph and Eden from the backline. Eden didn't even fall once into my assumption as well. So they did worked out pretty well onto this draft, but this time Tartarus, they are taking a good amount of time in terms of the bannings as well. The Kimi was picked out onto the previous game, and this time they will not be giving it out to Asuna. Neither they will be trying to prioritize for Eden.
Exactly. And also now this is, whenever there is new draft, there is just like I just, new day, new me. So that's like new draft, new strategies, new thinking. So yes, Asuya, you're laughing. I was about to come to you. Yeah, still laughing. Okay. So now, what do you like? People were saying BTK India question mark. I mean, I would love to see that, but still, LCF now they are trying to refocus. They just see like what LCF is trying to cook here. So, what do you think about this? About the draft so far, Asuya?
Pretty standard draft right there. Some respect bans, and I see finally Tartarus has stopped banning a lot of marksmen just to choke down Stark. Yeah, I think Uranus might be the final ban because you don't want that guy to be given away to anyone. I would say too expensive of a hero. But then maybe Tartarus just gives it away and makes just picks it up for itself. They have a lot of option.
Exactly. Now let us Okay, now they are fed up of that Lunox, so they are just going to ban away the Lunox. So far, the last ban from the LCF side might be Uranus, yeah, obviously, because just like his name, he's been in that only. So now Eden has the first pick for the team Tartarus, but now I think the server advantage will be with the team LCF. You know, now with looking from both the eyes from the server as well as for the first pick, what will be the benefactor in this match? Like in this first pick, what do you think? I mean, what are your choice here to get the first pick?
Lapu actually can be a good option, but the problem is the composition. Like either of the side, if they are not prioritizing the Lapu, they should have been banning it out. But I guess onto the previous phases as well, we haven't seen the Lapu Lapu coming up from either of the sides. Esmeralda was prioritized from Anti, and the Falling Star Moon engages coming up from him. Oh my god! Like this guy was able to pull up a lot of combinations, and okay, something we don't see quite often getting prioritized on right onto the start. Serar Moon as well as Joseph, they love prioritizing the Fridrin. In terms of the objectives as well as the jungle clearance, he does has the upper hand. Like really fast jungle clearance is there. And this guy's Appraiser's Wrath can be the game changer. So, instead of giving out for the side of Team LCF, they have decided to prioritize it first. But the thing is, will Asuna go out with the Jushin?
To
Maybe.
me, Matilda is open.
Yeah.
She might be a pick here. And also, I would say, like, Fredrin, of course, everyone loves this guy because he's just too strong. Whether you go for the pick-off comp or whether you go for the group-in comp, he works out wonders everywhere. He can be, very, very flexible, works out with everything. A lot of CC into his hands. Then, I think giving away that Fredrin and Matilda combo to Tartarus might be problematic. Because of course you would love to pair a utility like Matilda with someone like Fredrin who needs mobility.
Exactly. And I love when people pair a Fredrin with mobility because it just make him like more utility. Like he can do the job of the giving the damage if he uses his passive very skillfully. And also to counteract that Fredrin, I think they are going for just to catch this Fredrin whenever I see Kalaya, it's like a pick off draft. So again, LCF have opted for a pick off draft. So how they will counter it? Because I see that Kimi loves to play that Matilda. I mean that that bird is just something else. But again, I think Asuya, it's your favorite hero. Again, that's going to be the Hylos. Again, Eden with the Lantern player girl. Shout out to Ray's wife. That's the Zoshan right there, guys. If you don't know. So the first few cards are already up. Oh, that's a good pick for Xbox. I was thinking about that because I mean, it's a quite good pick. But you know what? I think the extra mobility that we are talking about from Matilda, I think it's that will be compensated from this for this, this high losses glorious pathway. But I don't think so. It's that much. A lot. It will give a lot of mobility to this Fredrin. But let's just see how they are going to cook in this game.
Exborg against a Fredrin is actually a really great idea, I would say. He is more of a counter pick, and this guy's true damage, once he gets his itemizations, is absolutely disgusting if you are positioned well. So, in terms of positioning, Yasser Moon is definitely onto there. But the problem is the initiations coming up from the side of Team LCF, how aggressively they will be trying to engage. And looks like the Kalia has been picked out. So EXP Kalia right now, he is like she is a rare priority. We rarely see Kalea onto the EXP. So definitely a Kalea roam. The tsunami slams can be coming up for the engages. So I guess the EXP as well as the mage, the mid laner will be prioritized from the side of Team LCF. But meanwhile, Tartarus are yet to pick out the gold laner. So against that Granger, Irithel could have been a good pick, but Irithel is not there. Hadith is also banned out. So Kyle might actually go out with a Moskov too. He does has that option.
I don't. I don't usually. Let's just see what he's gonna pick. But as you said, that Moscow is a very good pick. But gotta ask Asuya this time. What do you think? Like, what does both the team needs in the last two pick to complete their draft?
First of all, I would like to say that although Eden would be on the Purify, but there is a pick off on the hands of Rudius. So, and we have Anti, another dive in, two dive in, one pick off, and Stark having the. He'll have a lot of space to himself. And since this time it is a high loss, he will, like I said before, I'm still not a big fan of high loss. Let's just see what happens because this time we have an ex Borg, and I think Joseph and Kimmy will not be having the best time of their lives. Rather, if it was a Matilda, when Sarar Moon uses up that ultimate, the last insanity, they could have just dashed away. So yeah, that's a problem for them because not much of room to escape, and Eden will surely be picked up by Rudius. So he needs to make sure. Even Kyle, maybe if he goes for Moscow, or because what else is left? Because we have taken Iridel, Harith is banned, two bans for the marksman, and yeah, I think the only option is left here is Moscow, unless they go for a 1-1. I don't think so 1-1 will work good here because a lot of mobility and immunity and too much tankiness in the hands of Team LCF.
Yep, exactly. And let's just see. I think Carry might be, I would say, a 50-50 option. Like, the auntie is there with the Gatwood Casa. They're looking forward. I love the fact that LCF is also predicting that what might be the option for Team Tartarus to pick right now. Also, second time I'm seeing you guys, they won because they got the Zushin in the last match. Might be a possibility because that's a race buff right there, race wife buff. So I'm just saying, guys. So well, anything can happen. But right now, I think let's just see. As a lot of pickoffs are also there.
Glue?
So glue, I mean there is Expo.
No,
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 so
no,
I
no,
think
Xbox.
there was their Expo, right? So that's why glue might be a. I would say people can play still glue,
No?
but they just gotta be affected. Let's just see how they're gonna be here. Hilda is also open, as you said. Hilda might be a good pick, but let's just see how they're gonna go out with that. Because okay, let me ask you, Tami. I think you are pretty excited for that. What do you have to say about you know the picks are done
Um,
basically?
yeah, it's probably done. And 27, the damage Hilda, I'm not so fan of his damage Hilda, to be honest. And he goes out with the vengeance, but the sustain
Let's
Hilda
just
can
predict.
actually, yeah. I guess it is going to be the Moskov as well as the Arlet this time will not be a good option. So Hilda might be coming up because Kimi most probably is onto the Hylos. As we already said, Hylos EXP, he was a thing, but it was like two patches before. And right now, he is more like fit onto the Roma position. Tartarus, they are taking enough time in order to pick it out. But Asuna,
Oh,
onto
oh,
the other hand, like from the side of Team LCF, they
by the way,
do,
the
yeah,
pause is
yeah,
going on.
yeah.
By the way.
Oh, okay. Looks like, yeah, there is a pause coming up from one of the side of the teams, but the predictions for the picks, I guess Asuna, he doesn't have the Kimi option. The Lunox is also banned out for his side. So he might be going out with a burst kind of a like the burst kind of a mage can also be coming up like a Kadita.
Mm.
So let's just see what they are gonna go with.
Yep, and also we are good to go now. So I think the draft is done, or we will be resuming to the draft. So many options, yeah, possibilities are there, but I know if you look at the cliches option, what the meta is telling us, as Itami said, maybe a Moscow. Okay, okay, again we got a sweeper. Also, we got the Dadaji's hero himself. That's the Machen. By the way, guys, if you don't know, Stark TZ has his nickname as Daji. Sorry, Dada, basically. Yes, I don't know what is the reason, but yeah, it's a cool name in my opinion. Now going to the Asuya. Last pick is Mage. What are your choices?
Um, I would say
Much.
maybe something which has CC. They need maybe something which can slow them down. Maybe a Eve or maybe a Novaria. But yeah, Karita can also be a great option. There will be Purify. But then again, someone will surely, because with the
Yeah.
crowd crowd control LCF have to their hand, I think Valir,
Oh,
Oh
hey,
my god!
they really need
Oh,
something which can slow down.
oh,
Something which can slow down, and yeah, it is Valir.
oh.
Okay.
so we
You
are
know,
ready. Yes,
yeah, we are
Ilami.
so ready. You're so ready, man. Like
Yes.
the Valir against the Hylos and the Fredrin can definitely work out. He has the early game advantage too, and once acquired with the glowing as well as the wishing lantern, this guy is gonna let sure that Joseph as well as Kimi, if they come up with the initiation, he is just gonna push them back. And if Anti comes up with a really good AOG play, the last insanity might be coming up. The Granger is there is definitely there for the damage dealer and the Kalea for the setup. So, if you ask me, then I will definitely side for this for the side of team LCF in terms of the draft, but it's all onto the execution this time.
Yep, exactly. Also, I think that's a pure counter for the high lows. But you know what? If Kyle and 27, if together they work, they might be able to take down to that Asuna when the lasting insanity and the AOTG has been capitalized. You know what I mean. Like if they bait it out that, or maybe just try to. This game is all about timing. If they time that well, they might be able to go into the backlines like that only because they don't have any assassin to counteract that Asuna right now. Now we will be surely and shortly going into the Land of Dawn. And as we speak of marching towards the Land of Dawn, match pointers again for Team LCF. Now this time Tartarus has made a comeback into this finals of the Mythic Showdown Season 1 powered by IGC. So we might be able to see a Tartarus comeback, or we will see LCF taking the throne to them once again in finals of LCF versus Tartarus. Tartarus on the blue, LCF on the red side. Let the battle begins. So far, I've got to ask my co-casters. Idami, what are your predictions about the first blood?
First blood, I guess it is going to be Tartarus. No, not Tartarus. Okay, I'll say LCF. But let's just wait. They are just going out for the objectives, and Anti will be trying his best to get level 4 as soon as possible because the AOG play onto the turtle fight will be coming up quite crucial. Looks like Serrar is already on to the level 4 mark. By far, the first blood's yet to be drawn, but look at the Granger already getting quite poked down onto the Golding side, and there are some engagements coming around onto the EXP, but still, the trade's yet to be done.
Yep, exactly. Now, I think the fight will begin shortly, and after that. But that was a good micro play coming from the Xbox, taking down that goblin on the top side. I think I don't know the name, but I just call him the goblin. The creep on the top side of the Tartarus.
Oh.
But as you see, there is some skirmish right there. And I don't think
Small
so
skirmish happening, and Joseph also diving in. Just look at the amount of annoyance the Zushin is bringing up. But a lot of damage in the hands of Sharamun too. They managed to just flicker it away, and they're just melting it down. The first blood will be Kimi. High loss in the top and block. A lot of CC in the hands of Joseph, but Anti trades off with 27, who comes up all the way from the top lane just for some assist. And things are not looking good for Tartarus as another CC's coming in. Joseph tries to do something, and he's getting zoned out pretty hard away. Saramun grabs onto that turtle, Eden with the ultimate, trying to do some exchanges, but Saramun traded it off with the jungler. Anti also taken down, and Rudius in a really low HP manages to back off for now. And with this, I think that was too much of an overextension considering you don't have Kimmy.
My goodness, it was a 2-for-1 as well as the turtle going off for the side of Team LCF. So the trade was on to anti the EXP laner, so not much gold being acquired, and LCF definitely having the upper hand at least for now. The gold lead is not that massive, but a really good team fight coming up from the side of Team LCF. The initiations are still there, but yeah, they just are going to be going back, and looks like a Team LCF, they will be trying to engage as much team fights as possible. They do have that kind of a composition, but okay, onto the bot.
Who's done connecting on to Kyle, manages to move away from the ultimate, but will he be gunned down? Not enough inertia in the hands of Ranger. Kimmy comes in for the distraction, manages to save Kyle from that assault, and 5 members gathering in the board. 27 all the way from the top main lane. I would say 27 has the main role in those team fights because it's him who makes or breaks the game. But yeah, Anti manages to give the vision onto 27. Rudy is also there. They're still engaging once again. 2 tanks in the front. Eden comes back all the way from behind, trying to provide some help. And Stark, as well as the rest of the team, also gathering up, and Stark was grabbing that kill onto 27. And with this Eden with the ult, trying to flicker it away. A lot of damage in the hands of Team LCF. Dotress needs to back off for now. Rudy is just moving inside and waiting. Doesn't want Joseph to farm up. Doesn't have much gold. Not enough damage to contest for anything for now as the next turtle spawns up.
Yep, and also the gold difference is hovering towards the side of Team LCF, ahead in approximately around 1200 gold ahead. And now it will be the second turtle fight. And also, I mean, not anti 27 just caught off guard with the tsunami slam, maybe from the Rudy. Rudy is getting, is good. But there is a team fight.
Once again, Kimmy with a glorious pathway, but look at Moon with the ultimate, but still Joseph grabs onto that retribution battle. Really good engaged right there, but then 27 gives away his life. This man sacrifices for the turtle. Meanwhile, in the top lane, we do see Kyle grabbing onto a lot of gold from the top lane. Needs to back up for now because Anti and the Stark are coming up onto his way. Will he get taunted? He tries to move away. Taking a lot of damage, uses up the Purify early, but still manages to move away in that exchange. And Kimmy coming up for the backup with this Rudius also with the just help. They're still gathering up. They really want to take down Kyle somehow.
Good call with the Purify, man. Like the early Purify saved him from the Gato taunt. If he got taunted, then the Neaton definitely would have been fallen off. But a tower trade for that, it is going to be quite okayish. But still, Team Tartarus, they are yet to find a proper trade for this side, because slowly but surely LCF do have the advantage. But even if they are 4 kills ahead, the goal difference is not that much, considering the fact it's almost the mid game.
Yep, exactly. And also, Kyle misses out with the stun that, and just I think if he just hit that stun, I think he would be able to not use that purify and still be safe. But there is a fight.
Kimmy once again from behind the scenes along with 27 starts takes down that turtle, but a lot of damage in the hands of Kyle right now. They're still going in for him. Drops down the AOTG onto Kyle in a very bad position. Gets taken down in that exchange. Kimmy as well as Kyle coming in with the conceal, and with this LCF has the upper hand. Will go try to push through the first tier, opening up the map to themselves. So Praise is on. Doesn't have much damage and gets this tsunami slammed away from his side, and with the Stark's damage is just flaring up at this point. Eden, as well as Kimmy, is also back along with Kyle, but they cannot do anything for now as LCF is forcing it through. They really want the first tier for the mid lane. They want to open up that map to themselves, but they really need to make sure of Rudius.
They just have to find the trades, but it's LCF who are coming out on top when it comes to the team fights. A 3-4-0 just now, and they got the hands on to Joseph. So he just spawned up, and he is not even trying to contest for the turtle. And uncontested turtle once again goes out for the side of Team LCF. And it was Joseph before he got the turtle, but still, like LCF, they had the better trades. They were the ones who are winning onto the team fights, but there might be some engage from Rudius.
Oh, Rudius goes in once again, kidnaps Joseph away from the team fight with Lawrence Pathway along with a lot of heals in the hands of them. Daughter is still surviving. Nathan, Kyle, all the way from top lane, moves up from his ultimate. Final smash on the three people. Kyle gets that kill onto Sarar Moon, and with this, they're still diving in. Anti really wants to take down Kyle. Kyle's really low HP, but gets stunned by two people. Eden is still there, but Asuna goes in, takes down Kimi. Kyle takes down Anti in that exchange. Stark exchanges it up with 27, and with the three members remaining, and just look at the damage coming in. The Zona Praise is run, but Rudius manages to just flicker it away. Stark really wants that kill onto Joseph. The mid-tier first tier taken away, but the flicker coming in from Asuna. Stark guns down Eden right there. Unfortunately, Asuna couldn't take down Joseph, but a fair exchange as Eden gets taken down along with the first tier in the mid.
A good bait, man. Damn, like Rudius just flickered it out, and Rudius just flickered it out, and he was able to escape. But not just that, Kyle just went back, but still LCF were the ones who had the better trades. I would say a 2-for-0, and once again looks like they will be waiting out for the Lord. The goal difference is definitely scaling up for the side of Team LCF. Oh, there's the
They really want to hit the first tier from the top lane, but Kimi has Joseph providing some vision, Savar Moon in the front lines, a lot of tankiness. Meanwhile, we do see Andy trying to just split push it from the bot lane, and Stark has so much gold that his ultimate, his hits are hurting, but the gameplay coming in. Stark is a perfect bait right there. Kimi goes in, revitalized just to heal them up, but look at the damage coming in from Stark, and Eden also fares it up, but Kyle manages to take down Rudy. Has a lot of hits. Kyle takes that last hit onto Sarar Moon with the AOG dropping down, and Kyle might be in some situation right there, but just to move away. Stark takes down Kimi, but meanwhile, I think another exchange into his hands, a double kill for him. Will it be a triple as Eden is pretty low? 2 damage dealers remaining. Joseph moves away, Anti providing the vision. A 3-for-2, the first lot of the game. Who manages to grab what? Let's just wait and see, because Anti doesn't want to give up that chase.
Oh, that was just too much of a team war. Meanwhile, there's a purify.
Oh, Kyle really low, and the Praise Rod actually connecting onto anyone. Stark manages to move away. A really great map sense, map awareness coming in. Very bad exchange because the Lord is up. You don't want your jungler to be taking down. Another free objective for the side of Team LCF.
Oh wow, the first Lord actually. Oh my goodness. And LCF, just like that, they are able to take the Lord. You know, the tower advantage is definitely for the side of Team LCF too, so they can actually do out quite much with the Lord. I think to end it out, they will potentially need a wipeout, and hopefully Tartarus will be able to avoid it, because if it is a wipeout, then definitely LCF might just end the game. But it all depends upon the initiation, as well as if there is some overextension coming up from the side of Team Tartarus. LCF will definitely have the upper hand, because Anti, he is just waiting it out when it comes to the AOG plays. And you know, Asuna, he only has fallen down once. So even if the Hylos as well as the other members tries to engage, Walid just he's just pushing it off, but there is the engage.
Engaging too soon, I would say, and Joseph gets down once again. He just entered and he's out along with Kimi. Only 3 members remaining. I don't think so. The Archers will be able to defend a lot of damage. They don't have any sustain, and the lanes are synced. 2 lanes synced up, and the Lord also matching up. But Rudius goes in, and Kyle uses up his ultimate just to move away. Sarar Moon trying to dive into the backlines. Everyone just dodges it away. Will they be able to prevent this assault as they are marking down onto the base? A lot of HP. Eden trying to do something right there, and Rudius marking down onto Kyle. Kyle takes down Anti, but Stark takes down Eden. And with this, the immortality on Rudius gets taken down, but the base has been locked down. And ladies and gentlemen, we have the champion of Mythic Showdown Season 1. It is none other than LCF.
Oh my god, that was absolute cinema. Man, I Stark did just play too well in this game, but he just couldn't get caught out just because Asura was there to support him. Overall, godlike synergy coming in from the side of Team LCF. And with that synergy, my guys, they just won the Mythic Showdown Season 1. We got our champions of this with 4-1. Just one game has won by Team Tartarus. Who would have imagined that this would be the final results of the Mythic Showdown Season 1? But congratulations to Team LCF for winning this game. What a beautiful and rhythmic game it was. not any overextension from any of the team. A slight here there was there, but properly a rhythmic game coming from the side of team LCF. The discipline was there, and as Asuya mentioned, the last team fight they just went in too early, a little indecisive play coming from the side of team Tartarus. But you know what? They also played well because they are just nobody's team. They are one of the best teams in India. But right now, it's a team LCF time, baby.
Definitely it is. And dominant performance, man, onto the whole series, I would say. The previous game as well, if we were to be honest, we were actually expecting a clean sweep, but Tartarus, they did manage to take out one games. But this time, I guess the problem for the side of Team Tortoise with this time was the overextensions that came up onto those team fights. Because as soon as the engages were coming up, they ended up losing out their members. And when they were supposed to back it out, they just, couldn't. And the zoning coming
Dada.
out from the side of Team LCF, man. Dada with the MVP. And, no questions about it. The Granger on 1103 KDA. This guy, as soon as he got the engagements times, I guess he had the sea halberd as well. So the healing reductions came up and the sky piercer stacks. So Granger definitely being a go-to pick. Even if Kyle came up with a Nathan, like their signature picks were kind of swapped up, but it doesn't matter. Start TZ with the MVP as well as a dominant display onto the whole series for the side of Team LCF. But Tartarus, GG, well played, man. You people have been onto the top as well, but this time it is LCF time.
Oh,
I would like, I just want to say one thing that, just like I said, Hyros, not a big fan, especially in this game, because there is Rudius with the pick off, right? If 27, even if he manages to go in, dive in, there will be Rudius who picks him up, takes him away, kidnaps him away. Same goes for Joseph. So I think they should have, waited it out because we all saw there were too many forceful engagements, too many useless initiations coming from the side of Kimi. And 27 had to force it through, even though he was in a good position, he was trying to provide some vision, but somehow, the vision, there was so much awareness from the side of Team LCF that, that he was getting just spotted out. Then one by one, just like I said before, Tartarus goes in, dives in alone, one by one, gets taken down, they just fall down single handedly like dominoes. And if, especially in those last week exchanges, Joseph getting taken down, that was useless, especially near that Lord. When you had the upper hand, right? You had three members remaining. Why chase Auntie? Why chase? Stark just baited out that Abreu bot so well. He knew the distance and he was, within that distance, he waited for him to use the ultimate and just moves away. That was such a good play coming from him. And from there on, things started falling down for them because they rushed it. They didn't have the patience to sustain it.
Cool.
oh my god! I mean,
He's speechless, man.
that was such a good win. I know. I mean,
I
I will
know,
just make.
man. Yeah.
I will just enjoy the win for the side of Team LC. But you know what? Congratulations to Team Tartarus because if they didn't win the tournament, they still make out to the regionals. Am I right, Datame?
Yeah, definitely. And Tartarus as well as Team LCF, they have qualified for the regional tournament. They will be representing India on the regional tournament as well. It will be happening soon. And hopefully we will be able to give more updates onto that. But anyways, we have already come onto the end of Mythic Showdown.
Final.
And yeah, the finals are over. I would like to just thank all of the audience as well as all of the teams as well for participating and making this tournament such a big success. And we are definitely really grateful to each and everyone. And shout out to every single team, Zoha as well as
It's
Team
Mikey.
IGN as well as Team. And yeah, I'm coming on to that. And most importantly, our streamers, Mikey and Hero, they have been quite sleepless for quite some time. They have made the production onto this level possible. So I would like to give a big round of applause as well as thank you for them, as well as giving us casters the opportunity to be casting onto this tournament. But this will actually not be the end, and we will be coming back with the season 2 as soon as possible. But till then, I guess that will be it. And one more thing, the giveaway that we were, actually promoting onto the every single stream, it will be like the giveaway results will be coming up anytime soon. But like when the day it will be coming up, make sure to follow Gaming onto the YouTube as well as onto the Instagram page to stay updated. So this time, uh, that is going to be it from my side. Sora and Asuya, any last words?
Last words?
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Costas, streamers, everyone in the production. Yeah, thank you, Ray, with his Zushin.
Bro, Ray is so satisfied with that 3D model of Zoshin, man. Thank you, Mikey, for that.
Yeah.
And also, before we go, before we go to the, before we go, the shout out to all the members that I'm seeing you guys in the chat. Thank you for coming in and joining us in this beautiful finals, and thank you for being with us in the journey of the Mythic Showdown. I think this was it, guys. So, Itami.
Yep. Bye bye, guys. See you all.
Oh, sorry, Green Line.
On to the next season. Bye bye. Yeah, I think I've already okay.
Never
The
mind,
regional
guys. We'll say
slots,
it
like I
again.
have already mentioned.
We'll say it
Yeah,
again.
once
Regional
again,
slots are there for the team LCF and the team Tartars. They have qualified for it, and which will be happening soon. They will be representing India, as Tami has said already. But I think this was it for this tournament, guys. I'm still having difficulty to end, but this side Solski along with Itami, Asuya will take care now. You guys also take care of yourself because you all are a very beautiful soul. Thank you, Tata, and bye bye.
ये तारा इनको बहुत ज्यादा दिक्कत देने वाला है। थोड़ा सा फिर से यहाँ पर लौट आएंगे, अंदर जाएंगे परफेक्ट।
In time immemorial, the endless war destroyed the balance between yin and yang, plunging the Cadia Riverlands into chaos. As catastrophe loomed, a woman of destiny stepped forth, casting aside divinity for the plight of mortals.
Sacrifice for a fleeting moment of peace in the mortal realm. Does thine heart not regret?
To protect the realm. What is there to regret?
This day, destiny descends once more. Zutian the Ordained, of untold merit and unbound benevolence, preserver of peace and prosperity, unfaded by time. This day, let heaven and earth bear witness as the Phoenix ascends the throne, a realm united toward a new golden age.
From time forgotten to the new dawn, as long as I breathe, 'Shandu' shall never fade! 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 '
decoy!
Ever since that day, I vowed to keep you safe.
Rule with strength and conviction. Blossom with grace and compassion. My strategy spans centuries for those I silently guard. From ashes to empress, my rebirth is eternal. The Phoenix reigns!
ये तारा इनको बहुत ही ज्यादा दिक्कत देने वाला है। थोड़ा सा फिर से यहाँ पर लौट आएंगे, अंदर जाएंगे परफेक्ट।
In time immemorial, the endless war destroyed the balance between yin and yang, plunging the Cadia Riverlands into chaos. As catastrophe loomed, a woman of destiny stepped forth, casting aside divinity for the plight of mortals.